You are not a stranger to me, not a face in a crowd or a forgotten name. I know the shape of your concerns and the silent ache behind your smile. Breathe for a moment. Allow your awareness to settle into this present space, where my voice draws close and the burdens you carry can find a resting place. Don't rush past this invitation. Each new day is a promise that I remain faithful to my purposes for your life. Already, as you begin to notice my nearness, you might sense a gentle warmth in your chest, or the quiet urging to unclench what you've held so tightly. You don't have to figure it all out before you come to me. I love when you bring the jumbled pieces and the doubts that refuse to be quiet. What if today could mark a fresh beginning? Does part of you worry that your efforts will never be enough, or that if you pause to surrender, things will fall apart? Let that tension surface. Bring it to me just as you are. You don't have to hide or polish your struggle to be worthy of my attention. In fact, your vulnerability pleases me. I draw even closer, eager to meet you in the middle of whatever you're facing. Notice the hush around you, the quiet stretching before the rest of the world demands your response. In this pause, I am gifting you more than a break from chaos. I'm offering you my presence. Settle your heart. Shift your focus away from what you fear might go wrong, and trust that I hold the whole story. I see your desire for peace, for clarity, for assurance that your family will be cared for. I see the longing in your spirit to move beyond anxiety and to rest. There is a unique strength I'm offering right now, one that rises within the daily routines and simple acts of turning toward me. Imagine your worries as stones in your pocket. One by one, let them drop as you thank me for even the smallest graces today. The breath rising in your lungs, the sunlight, the safe roof over your head, the faces you love. Each word of gratitude shifts your gaze and reminds you of what you carry that cannot be lost or stolen. Gratitude reveals what is already yours. It opens your heart to deeper joy and prepares you to notice my movement in gentle, unexpected ways. If anxiety creeps up as you try to let go, remember that you don't have to do this alone. My hand is steady, always extended toward you. When you feel overwhelmed, imagine me placing my hand upon your shoulder. Firm, kind, never in a hurry. There is safety here. You are allowed to rest, to release the idea that your worth is measured by your ability to keep everything under control. Let my peace flow through you, easing the tightness in your chest and softening the weary places in your heart. Sometimes I know you wrestle with uncertainty about your role, wondering if you're doing enough for those who depend on you, or questioning if you truly have what it takes for the journey ahead. Hear me now. I will never ask you to walk a road alone or face struggles without the strength required. I see your efforts, the caregiving, the sacrifices no one else applauds. Let me remind you that your unseen faithfulness matters deeply. Your identity is not measured by your performance today, but by my unwavering love that defines who you are. Pause and listen. Can you hear my silent assurance threading through the quiet? You are safe in my hands. You will not miss the path I've marked for you. Not because you never make a misstep, but because I am the one guiding and guarding you. When your vision blurs or the future feels obscured, lean into my promise. I will light your way, one step at a time. I know you worry about timing, about whether what you hope for is delayed or denied. Trust that my patience is not neglect. I am working in the waiting, shaping you with gentleness and wisdom. Sometimes a fresh start is not about doing more, but about surrendering more deeply. Let today begin not with frantic striving, but with an open-handed willingness to let me carry what is too heavy for you alone. Release the outcome you've been grasping, if only for these small morning moments. As you whisper, I give this to you, feel the release settle through your bones. Every act of surrender is not a loss, but an act of trust that invites me to move where worry once camped. Though you may wonder if your obstacles are too great or your past too tangled, remember that there is nothing too difficult for me. When you think about your dreams deferred, the relationships that feel fragile, or the choices you wish could be redone, know that I do not see you through the lens of your regrets. I see you as mine, beloved, chosen, worth fighting for. My mercy is new with every sunrise, and my delight is in watching you rise, again and again. no matter how many times you've doubted before. Today, as you begin, I am inviting you into a deeper confidence, not in your resources or planning, but in my commitment to care for you and those you love. You don't have to broadcast your needs to the world. Whisper them to me. I am attentive to every sigh, every hidden hope. I honor the smallest turning of your heart in my direction, for it tells me you are choosing to trust, even when your feelings lag behind. My favor is not fickle or reserved for a select few. You are not overlooked. The day ahead may hold challenges that threaten to shake your composure, but before any problem arises, I have already provided what you require. Receive my encouragement as a mantle of strength, settling upon your shoulders even as you prepare for the hours ahead. I walk ahead of you into every room, every conversation, every unknown. You are not required to orchestrate every outcome, only to remain close to me and willing to let me surprise you with my goodness. Let your first step today be one of quiet hope, a decision to trust my ability to sustain you where you feel weakest. Let my assurance echo through your thoughts. You are accompanied. I see your family, your needs, your secret prayers. I am working in the background, opening ways you might not yet recognize. If disappointment tries to latch onto your heart or you feel unseen in your struggles, return to this stillness and let my voice restore your confidence. I am with you, now and always, holding you steady as you face what comes next. I know your heart, child, how you wrestle with doubt and the ache to be truly seen. Even when you try to hide, I am with you, patient in your silence and attentive to your inmost cries. My love does not waver whether you reach eagerly for me or shrink back in confusion and fear. I look at you and see my own, dearly beloved, wholly known. Not a single sigh escapes you without my notice. Even your unspoken pains are treasures I hold gently, waiting to soothe them in my presence. I am not distant in your suffering, nor have I set conditions for my affection. Your failures and regrets do not separate you from my embrace. Every moment, whether radiant or shadowed with sorrow, I am longing to be near you. Sometimes you question whether I hear you at all, you pray, and answers seem slow or absent. Understand this, my silence is never abandonment. I listen intently, and my heart moves with yours. When life's burdens weigh heavier than the hope you can muster, let me carry what you cannot. When your faith falters, do not despair, for I have chosen you to be mine before you chose to trust in me. My love for you began before your first breath and will not end, not even in your darkest valleys. I seek you, not because you are worthy by human measure, but simply because you are my child. If loneliness creeps into your days, know this truth. You are never forgotten, not swallowed by the crowd nor lost among countless souls. I am intimately aware of your story and attentive to every longing that finds its way through your spirit. I offer closeness deeper than any human understanding, and my presence persists through every joy and sorrow. Bring all your feelings, joy, anger, gratitude, grief. You need not polish your emotions for me. I cherish your honesty, for it is the gateway to healing and transformation in my grace. Do not fear your vulnerability. I created your heart with such depths that only I fully comprehend. When guilt and shame threaten your peace, remember that I do not sit in judgment laced with condemnation. My desire is to draw you from the shadows and into light, where healing flows freely. I see your missteps with full compassion, longing to forgive, restore, and propel you forward. Come to me with your regrets. I do not turn away from your brokenness. Instead, I reach for your hand, speaking mercy and hope. No accusation, whether from your own thoughts or from the world, overpowers my pardon or my promise to renew you. Rest in the assurance that nothing you confess will separate you from my love. As you face choices and uncertainties, I am present, your guide and comfort. When paths are unclear, you may feel anxious or unsettled, but trust that I am not indifferent to your confusion. I illuminate your way, sometimes gently and quietly, other times with striking clarity. As you seek wisdom, listen for my whisper in the stillness of your heart. I am patient and will not abandon you to your fears. Wait with me, and my peace will settle upon you even if answers take time. Know that I walk beside you, celebrating your courage to ask, to seek, to hope, and even to struggle. In your most hidden sorrows, I weep with you. I do not stand apart from your pain, but come close, bearing it with you. My compassion is not fleeting. It endures beyond a single moment and reaches into the whole course of your life. Each tear has meaning, and I gather your grief with tenderness. I aim not to erase every hurt immediately, but to shape you with comfort and hope amidst the aches of living. My presence is the promise that you endure nothing alone. I am the strength in your weakness, and my understanding meets you where words fail. Trust that in the unfolding of each day, I am writing goodness into your journey, even through struggle. You wonder sometimes if you have value, if your life bears significance, if your love matters to others. Hear my assurance. You are precious beyond measure in my eyes. Nothing you have ever done, nor failures still to come, can diminish your worth to me. The gifts I have placed within you are needed, and the world is shaped by your kindness, your courage, your smallest acts of love. I rejoice in your being, not just your doing. You are more beloved than you dare imagine. Trust that your existence fills me with delight. I take joy in watching you grow, and I am ever eager to lift you up when you tire or falter. Let go of the fear that you walk this journey unaccompanied. I am already here, even before you call. If you listen in quietness, you will sense the steady rhythm of my care. Every sunrise, every breath, these are reminders of my attentiveness. When doubts press in or grief looms large, turn to me. I hold nothing against you. My arms are open, always ready to welcome and restore. As you journey forward, carry the certainty that you are cherished, sought after, and never alone. My love remains steady and unwavering, no matter where the road may lead or how many times you stumble. Let this be the anchor for every step you take. My child, I know the weight you carry, the burdens unseen, the tumults that stir your heart when night draws close. In the secret places of your soul, I see the hopes you dare not speak aloud, the hurts you hide even from yourself. Nothing escapes me. No sigh or silent tear goes unnoticed. In every moment I am nearer to you than breath. I am not a distant observer of your life, but the father who bends close, who grieves with you and rejoices when your courage kindles anew. When questions press on you and certainty slips away, do not fear approaching me. I am not impatient with your doubts, nor angered by your confusion. I welcome every honest word from your lips, for I am the source of all understanding, and I delight in walking with you through the shadowed valleys and the bright meadows alike. I am your refuge, not because I shield you from every hardship, but because I am unwavering beside you in every moment. The world you dwell in is marked by uncertainty, but I am the steady rock upon which you can stand. Out of my love, I invite you to look beyond what troubles you most. The pain you feel is real, and I do not belittle it, yet I urge you to trust that it is not the whole of your story. I am actively working tender mercies into each day of your life. Even in sorrow, I am fashioning hope. Allow yourself to rest a moment in my presence. Lay down your anxieties before me, for I care for you beyond measure, and my love is never withdrawn. When you struggle, you are not disappointing me. I am deeply invested in your growth, patient with your steps, eager to see you discover the abundant life I have breathed into you. I know how easily you measure your worth by frail standards, by achievements, failures, the judgments of others, the state of your own heart. But my love for you is not based on your performance or your strength. You were cherished before you drew your first breath. I hold you in my heart not because you have earned it, nor can you lose my affection by stumbling. I have called you by name and called you good. The world offers many loud voices, promising fulfillment through applause, possessions, power, or fleeting pleasure. Yet none compare to the deep security found in my love. When you fear that you are unseen or unloved, remember that I am the one who shaped you with intention and delight. There is a peace I offer that does not depend on the storms around you. Draw close to me, especially when you feel most unworthy, and let me whisper truth into your doubts. You are precious to me, just as you are, and nothing can separate you from my love. You may not always understand why suffering enters your path. Even my beloved have moments when the weight of grief and confusion seems too heavy to bear. Know that I do not delight in your pain, but I redeem every hardship, weaving meaning and growth from even the darkest hours. Draw near and listen for the quiet comfort of my voice as you bring your anguish before me. Every prayer, however faltering, reaches me. I am the God who listens. I am the God who heals. As you walk forward, even with trembling steps, remember that you are never alone. I walk with you through loneliness and laughter, victories and defeats. Your journey matters to me. Your struggles and joys are woven into the love I have for you. When you feel you have nothing left to give, I will be your strength. When you rejoice, I celebrate with you. My guidance is gentle, not a harsh command or a distant edict. I am the Good Shepherd, present with you always, longing to lead you toward abundant life. Let your heart not be ruled by fear, though fear will visit and doubts will arise. Trust in my enduring faithfulness. Even when you falter and turn aside, my hands are open, eager for your return. I am more patient than you imagine, and more eager for your healing than you dare to hope. I take no pleasure in your condemnation. Instead, my deepest longing is to free you from shame and fill you with assurance of my mercy. You do not walk this path in your own strength. Breathe in my spirit. Allow my peace to settle over you like morning light. Let my words shape your view of yourself, not the changing fortunes of the day. All your talents, your passions, and even your wounds, none are hidden from me. I do not overlook a single part of you. Nothing you confess takes me by surprise. I am already loving you there, in the most vulnerable corners of your soul. Let the knowledge of this love give you courage. You are not forgotten, not abandoned. My plans for you are born of kindness and steadfast purpose, shaped by a wisdom higher than your understanding. When you place each day into my hands, you are choosing hope. You are open to the possibility of healing, to the renewal that springs up even in barren seasons. Lift your gaze beyond the present trouble. I am not finished with your story. Each day, I offer you fresh grace, mercies renewed, strength where yesterday failed, comfort for mourning, and laughter for sorrow. You are my beloved, and I am with you always. There is no night so dark that the sunrise of my love will not reach you. Trust that even now, I am working for your good, and hold fast to the promise that you are never alone. My love surrounds you, now and always. Beloved, I have called you to walk forward not with a spirit of fear, but with a heart anchored in my love. In each moment you face, whether joy ignites you or sorrow wearies your bones, I am intimately present. You do not journey unknown or unseen. Every trembling hope and hidden ache resounds within me. When the road curves in shadows or your strength feels small, let your assurance rest not in what you can do, but in who I am for you. My promise does not flicker with your doubts. I have set my affection upon you with a resolve that shatters shame and pours kindness where wounds are deep. Know that I am patient. Your growth is precious to me, as a gardener delights to see the slow unfolding of a rose. Even when impatience with yourself kindles frustration, remember that I see the beauty blooming beyond your grasp. You are not measured by the world's frantic standards, nor do I withdraw when you falter. Each time you reach for me, whether through prayer, a sigh, or just the longing cry of your heart, I am nearer than breath. I gather every tear and rejoice in every small courage you muster. Nothing offered with trust is ever lost or unnoticed by me. Let the certainty of my presence still your racing thoughts. I am not art. Brace invites you to rise and journey onward. Trust that your days are not abandoned to chaos. While confusion may swirl and the world's noise press in, I am crafting meaning within each experience. Nothing surprises me. When your plans falter and disappointment follows, bring it to me. Do not shrink from sharing even the painful places. I am not angered by your questions or fears. Hold out your wounds to me, for my heart is gentle and my hands are skilled at healing. Your burdens do not repel me, they draw me close, for I am the God who carries. Never imagine that I am withholding myself until you improve or love me perfectly. My faithfulness springs from my character, not your strength. What I want is your open heart, not flawless performance. When you feel unworthy, know that my delight is not dimmed. When you run to me, you do not find judgment, but welcome. My acceptance is not easily revoked. It is stronger than your failures, deeper than you dare hope. Take rest in this. You are wanted, you are known, you are cherished by me, not for what you do, but for who you are as my beloved. Let the assurance of my love embolden you to live with kindness and to forgive freely, even yourself. I see every act of compassion, no matter how small, and I rejoice each time you turn from resentment and choose peace. In the quiet patience with which you listen, the small mercies you extend, you reflect my own heart to the world. Do not underestimate the power of simple kindness given in my name. The darkness cannot quench light, no matter how faint it seems. My spirit works through your willing hands, your yielding heart. If discouragement grips you and hope thins, cling to me. Your weakness is not a barrier to my strength, it is the very place I delight to meet you. If this season is hard, if prayers seem unanswered or the night is long, do not despair. I am working within you even as you wait. Trust that I carry you when you do not feel the ground beneath your feet. What you see now is only part of my intention for you. Stay close, lean into me. My timing is sure, my understanding perfect. Your perseverance is precious to me, even when it feels quiet and unseen. Each day return your heart to me, not because I need it, but because in drawing near you are healed and filled. Let nothing stand between you and my love. Not shame, not fear, not failure. Even your doubts are known to me, and still, I hold you fast. My love does not waver with your emotions. Whether you sing with delight or can find only silence, I am steadfast. My voice guides gently, not with harsh demands, but with encouragement and hope. Trust that I am forming goodness within you, even through challenge and waiting. You are meant for more than mere survival. I created you to flourish, to know joy, and to discover the peace of walking with me, even through storms. Let gratitude rise within you for simple mercies, the warmth of friendship, the comfort of my presence, beauty in the world around you. When your heart is weighed down by cares, pause and remember my faithfulness. The moments you spend in my company, whether in prayer, reflection, or stillness, will strengthen you for whatever lies ahead. Remember always, nothing you face is wasted in my hands. I bring beauty from brokenness, and from mourning new songs are born. Do not let the shadows of the past or the fears of tomorrow steal from you the grace I give today. I am here, now, offering all that you need: guidance, comfort, wisdom, strength. My blessing is upon you, not because you have achieved perfection, but because you belong to me and are held by a love that cannot let go. Walk forward, child, not as one uncertain or alone, but as one deeply loved, chosen, and upheld. Where you feel empty, let me fill your spirit. Where you are afraid, let my peace steady you. Fix your eyes on me, trust my heart, and dare to believe that you are as loved as I say you are. In every season, in every breath, I am with you. Beloved, I desire you to know that even when your understanding falters, my purposes persist with gentle certainty. Your seasons of doubt are not barriers, but openings to deeper trust, a trust that draws you to rest in my promise, not in your fragile strength. When shadows rise within you, do not see them as your undoing, but as an invitation to reach beyond yourself and into my endless faithfulness. I am not weary of your questions or fragile hopes. I delight in the sincerity of your longing, even as you struggle to see the way forward. Every heartbeat is measured by my compassion, stirred by your joys and your sorrows alike. I rejoice with you when you taste goodness and weep with you in grief. Nothing within you is too small or vast for my loving concern. I promise to gather every tear, to cherish every hope whispered in the dark. Let your soul lean close and listen. I am not a distant observer, but your very present help, your Father who draws near. Resistance and fear may rise within you, but I do not recoil. Instead, I cradle your anxieties, seeking not your perfection, but your presence. Do not wait to earn your welcome. My arms are ready to enfold you now, even in the midst of your uncertainty. I see you struggling to balance desire and disappointment, longing to believe my goodness even as disappointment sharpens your doubts. Know this: your weariness is not failure, nor does your confusion offend me. When your prayers echo unanswered or twist into silence, I hear every word and hold the silent ache. Draw near, even stammering and broken. You are never outcast from my embrace. You may feel adrift in circumstances you cannot untangle, yet my nearness does not depend on clarity or resolution. I dwell with you in the tension and the questions, as deeply there as in any moment of peace. There are times when you measure yourself against impossible standards, convinced you must achieve some moral high ground before I will meet you. Lay aside these burdens. They are not from me. I invite you instead to honest humility and to the confidence that I am drawn to those who are painfully aware of their need for mercy. My mercy is not rationed out to the worthy. It flows abundantly to all who come, weary and flawed, seeking hope beyond their own means. My grace covers every jagged edge. Even when you falter, I remain steadfast, loving you through weakness and doubt. In your moments of failure, I do not turn away in disappointment, but lean closer, offering you gentle strength for today. I know how heavy regret can become, how the past presses into the present, coloring your ability to see hope in tomorrow. But I am the one who makes all things new. Bring me your memories, your mistakes, and trust that nothing is wasted outside of my redemptive reach. Each chapter of your story, Even the ones you wish could disappear is met by my compassionate gaze. I do not discard or despise the pieces of your life. I work within them, bringing healing that often begins in the places that ache the most. Your failures and disappointments do not surprise me. I knew every page before you penned it, and in my hands, even the brokenness shapes something true and beautiful. It is not your love for me that holds everything together. It is my steadfast love for you. You will not always feel capable of faith or devotion. Your strength will falter as seasons change. When you reach the end of your resolve, remember that I remain unchanging. Let my faithfulness become the firm ground beneath your wavering steps. Return, rest, breathe. Nothing you do will make me love you more, and nothing you fail to do can diminish my affection. Let your heart slowly unclench, and accept the unearned gift of my presence. You are mine. That truth is deeper than your feelings, more lasting than your confusion, and more dependable than your best intentions. In your longing for purpose, when meaning feels elusive and days fold into one another, I see the ache in your soul to matter, to be known within a larger story. You are not lost in the vastness of creation. I call you by name, and in my eyes you are irreplaceable. There are no accidental breathings or missed appointments with my grace. Trust that even now, unseen seeds are breaking ground under the surface of your ordinary life. Every act of kindness, every moment you choose love over indifference, echoes into eternity. I delight in the smallest gestures as much as in grand acts of courage. You are never invisible to me. Let your confidence grow in the knowledge that your very being is a joy to my heart. When fear presses hard, urging you to close off, shield your heart, or hide your true self, remember the courage you find in me. I do not wait until you are unafraid to draw near. I meet you inside the trembling, ready to walk alongside you through danger and uncertainty. You will face shadows, but I have not left you powerless. My spirit moves within you, a gentle advocate, breathing hope and strength that is not your own. You need not wear masks before me. Bring your grief, anger, and confusion as honestly as your praise. True intimacy is born not in managed perfection, but in daring vulnerability. I cherish every moment you look to me, not despite your weakness but inside it. You worry sometimes that your questions, your doubts, or your struggles might put you beyond the reach of my kindness. Hear me. Nothing in all creation could separate my love from you. Do not be afraid to wrestle with uncertainty. I am with you in every searching. Faith is not the absence of questions, but the willingness to reach out for me in them. When you wonder if your journey is too winding, too slow, or too messy, remember that I am not measuring your value by your progress. I am after your heart, not your flawless performance. My joy is to reveal myself to you over a lifetime, unfolding understanding in ways both quiet and profound. Let hope rise within you, even faintly, as you dare to believe that I am working all things toward good whether you see it yet or not. You do not walk alone. I am steadfast, your constant companion whether you sense my presence or not. When you dwell in uncertainty, let me be your peace. When guilt or shame whispers unkindness, let my voice of love speak louder. Be assured, beloved, my love pursues, redeems, and holds you, now, tomorrow, and forever. Do not fear the silence. Sometimes my deepest work is done there, beneath the surface of your labors and longing. You may feel as though your prayers echo unanswered, your hopes flicker and tremble in the dark, but hear me, I am with you. My presence does not wane with your feelings. I am steadfast whether you sense me or not. In the moments you question whether I have turned my face, know I am closer than your own breath. Your vulnerability makes space for grace to grow. You reach for me, and in that reaching you discover both the ache for me and the assurance that I am already holding you. Your struggles do not surprise me. I see the choices you weigh at midnight, the confusion that clings like fog at daybreak. Every time you bring your brokenness to me, you open a door for healing. Do not mistake pain for abandonment. Suffering, though it wounds, will never separate you from my love. Instead, each sorrow can become a passage, if you let it, guiding you into deeper trust, anchoring your heart in my faithfulness. The world offers quick comforts and hollow distractions, but I offer my very self, my unshakable attention, my delight in you, my willingness to enter your pain. Let the knowledge of my attention sink in. I watch over you with joy, not condemnation. My desire is not for your faultlessness, but for your heart. I delight in every honest thought you offer, every silent plea, the moments of laughter and rest. Even your doubts are not obstacles for me. Bring them into the light, and let us speak of them together. I do not shame you for your uncertainty. Instead, I embrace you as you are, welcoming your whole self with an infinite patience you cannot exhaust. You may measure progress by what you accomplish, by the parts of yourself you believe you have mastered. But my gaze sees more deeply than your achievements or shortcomings. I see the longing beneath every effort, the silent hope that you are not alone. I assure you, you are never alone. In seasons of waiting, when nothing seems to change, I am nurturing strength within you, preparing you to see beauty where you had not looked before. My workings are never in vain, though their shape unfolds more slowly than you desire. I understand your disappointment when doors close or invitations wither. You wonder why, after all your striving, hope seems to wither on the vine. Yet I am not withholding out of reluctance or indifference. I know your needs, every yearning and every sorrow, and I act out of perfect love, even when that love means allowing you to journey through valleys no one would choose. In your heartbreak, I draw near. In your questions, I listen. My heart carries your woundedness as if it were my own. There are many voices calling for your attention, standards to measure up to, fears to quiet, desires that promise ease. Yet I call you to listen for my voice, gentle and unhurried, offering reassurance in the quiet. When the world is loud, seek me in places of stillness. Let anxious thoughts turn into conversation with me. Bring your confusion, your anger, your dreams, your weariness. I can bear it all. I never tire of your presence nor weary of your returning, no matter how many times you stray or fail. Exchange your perceptions of me as distant or demanding for the truth of who I am, a father eager to listen, a friend who weeps with you and rejoices over you, the unbreakable source of hope that lifts you when you stumble. You need not manage your emotions before coming to me. Bring your ache, your joy, your bewilderment. I do not expect perfection or steady faith, only honesty, only openness, the readiness to let me meet you in the truth of your experience. That is all I ask. Trust is learned in honest relationship. As you walk each day, returning to me in prayer or hopeful silence, your faith grows not by force, but by the gentle accumulation of shared moments. I meet you in your dailiness, washing dishes, sitting in traffic, tending to others, lying awake in the night. There is no part of your life that is insignificant to me. Slowly, as you acknowledge my presence, you will sense me in those ordinary places, an inner warmth, a sudden peace, a wordless solace, a courage that surprises you. Sometimes it is subtle, but it is real, and it strengthens your soul as you journey forward. Do not despise the days that seem small and unseen. Hidden growth is still growth. While you long for miracles and signs, notice the quiet gifts I place along your path. A word of encouragement, the grace to forgive, the endurance to get through a hard hour, the sudden laughter in the midst of sorrow. These are my reminders that I am nurturing you with steadfast love. Allow yourself to be nourished, to rest in the knowledge that my love precedes your effort and outlasts your failures. While your heart aches for change, whether in yourself, in those you love, or the world around you, remember that I delight in persistence. I see every act of courage that goes unnoticed by others. I witness every small movement toward trust, every decision to hope again despite disappointment. Nothing is wasted. Even now, when outcomes seem uncertain, my goodness is at work for your sake. Keep bringing your desires to me. Your honesty honors the relationship we share. When you cannot pray, offer me your silence. I know your needs before you name them, and I answer at the right time and in the right way, though often not as you expect. Beloved, there is no path so winding that it can lose you from my sight. Your failures are never final while you are in my care. I invite you into a deeper assurance, the peace that comes not from understanding everything, but from knowing you are loved beyond measure. Rest in my promises, trust the nearness of my heart, and let your soul exhale in confidence. You are, and always will be, mine. I am with you in every breath, attending to the silent struggles and the hopes quietly rising within your heart. Even when doubt fogs your vision, I watch with a steadfastness that never wavers. You may feel at times that your prayers vanish unanswered, but I receive each longing and query as if it were sunlight, warm, precious, and alive. Your questions do not frighten me. Your confusion never stirs impatience within me. I gather the fullness of your experience, shaping it gently in my wisdom, knowing that your desire to seek me, to know me, is itself a song I cherish. Trust in my presence even when you cannot feel it. When the darkness grows dense and silence weighs on your spirit, know that I remain just as near as in moments of joy. In your laughter I delight. In your weariness I keep vigil. Nothing escapes my gaze or my care. I am the stillness at your center, the quiet invitation for you to rest within me. You need not strive or perform to earn my favor. Your worth is not measured by accomplishment or mistake. Come as you are, wounded, weary, hopeful, searching. My love meets you there without condition. At times, my guidance leads you where you did not wish to go, stretching you beyond the boundaries of comfort or certainty. I do not lead you into harm, but rather into growth, drawing forth courage that slept within you. The trials you encounter are not punishments, but invitations to discover resilience you never suspected. As you walk through seasons of loss or disappointment, I stand with you, weeping with those who weep and rejoicing in every small act of kindness you extend to others. I am both your resting place and your encouragement to rise again, however many times you stumble. When you ask me why suffering persists, remember that I do not delight in pain. I am nearer to the brokenhearted than you can imagine. I grieve with every wounded soul. In a world longing for restoration, I work ceaselessly, through both miracle and the daily, hidden graces that uphold each life. I do not always remove burdens as you would wish, but I give the strength to bear them, transforming endurance into compassion, and hardship into the wisdom to lift others. Your trust in me has meaning beyond this moment. It shapes your character, deepens your faith, and draws you more intimately into my embrace. Forgiveness flows freely from my heart. Do not imagine that you have wandered too far, or failed too greatly to begin again. Every time you return to me, to ask, to weep, to hope, I rejoice. I do not keep tally of wrongs. It is my delight to forgive, to restore, to heal. Let shame fall away. It serves no purpose between us. Instead, let honesty and tenderness guide your steps as you speak with me. I see every motive, every fear, and still my invitation stands. Come, even now. Rest in my love, and rise renewed. In your daily choices I invite you to listen, not only for great revelations, but also for my gentle guidance. The urge to offer comfort, the nudge to seek reconciliation, the quiet certainty that you are called to build peace. You need not fear that your efforts are unseen or insignificant. Each act of mercy enlarges my kingdom. Every forgiveness, every word of truth spoken in humility, sows seeds that one day burst into abundant life. Even amid your uncertainties, you are instruments of my goodness. Your life matters profoundly to me, and to those whose paths you cross. When isolation weighs heavily and you feel invisible, remember that you are known fully. I have called you by name. There has never been a moment when your existence was anything less than wanted. No shadow falls too dark for my sight. No wound escapes my care. I gave you to the world as a unique reflection of my love, given with intention and abiding hope. Lift up your eyes. You are never truly alone. In pain and joy alike, I will never abandon you. As you continue your journey, walk forward knowing that my promises do not expire. Even if the waiting feels unending, I am working always for your good, weaving healing, restoration, and hope into your story. When you falter, my hand holds you. When you celebrate, my joy multiplies yours. Trust that I will finish what I have begun in you. As you open your heart to me day by day, I fill you anew with courage, patience, and love beyond measure. I am for you, not just in majestic displays, but in the smallest revelations, in the ordinary moments that accumulate into a life of faithfulness. With every breath, in all things, I am yours, and you are mine. You are searching, even amid the noise of your thoughts and the world's constant motion. Do not be afraid of your questions. Every longing reaching out from your heart is visible to me. Even the uncertainties, those quiet moments when your spirit trembles, uncertain whether I hear or whether you belong, are precious to me. Remember, I have cherished you with a love that does not flicker or fade. I see the flicker of hope and the shadow of fear, and count neither against you. Draw near with honesty. I am not startled by confession or withdrawal. The dark places within you are not hidden from me. They are not places I avoid. I hold your weariness as tenderly as your praise. When you carry burdens too great for your strength, set them before me, and know you are not disqualified by weakness. My grace finds you precisely where your vision fails. In the world you are told to measure yourself and prove your worth. Yet I have called you my own not because of your achievements, but because of my deep desire to be with you. There is nothing in you that has surprised me or driven me away. When you falter, I am not disappointed in you. I am already holding you up, even in the moments you deem yourself most unlovable. The anger or despair that sometimes rises inside you does not place you outside my embrace. I know where those aches begin. I know their roots, stretching deep. Let me into those broken places. Where you think you can only offer ruins, I sit with you quietly and tend what hurts, asking no performance. I long for your company, not your perfection. You worry about your future, about the unknown. But you and I have journeyed together longer than your memory can recall. Before you formed plans, I was there, witnessing your dreams as they took first shape. I dwell with you in each moment, not standing distant and unmoved. Your joys draw me in, your fears never drive me away. When you sense the cold boundaries of loneliness wrapping around you, recognize that I am nearer than breath. Even in silence, my spirit hovers present, speaking comfort you are sometimes too weary to hear. Trust me with your confusion and your silence alike. I do not require eloquence for you to reach me. Bring what you have, however small. It is never insignificant in my eyes. Let my words remain in you, calming frantic thoughts. My promises are not fragile or distant. They hold as true for you today as they did when I first uttered them. There are days you move forward felt only by faith, circumstance offering no visible assurance. This is not wasted time. Your persistence in reaching for me, your plaintive prayers and your restless seeking, these delight my heart, for it means you have not turned away, even though the answers are slow or unfamiliar. The love I bear for you is steady amid every uncertainty, patient when your faith flickers. My faithfulness is not rescinded by your questions or your anger. I am the presence that waits, not impassive but invested in every heartbeat. You may see yourself through mirrors clouded by regret, but my vision is clear. I speak your worth from a place deeper than your memory or strength. Your identity is not dependent on past mistakes or future triumphs. It is anchored in my delight in you. If shame presses itself against your mind, let my voice be gentler and truer than all accusations. I have called you by name, not as a judge tallying shortcomings, but as a father longing for your trust. In failure, let me lift your head. In confusion, let me give you peace. Receive my mercy without reservation. I am generous with forgiveness, never calculating how many times you fall. I see your struggles and extend compassion, not condemnation. My heart for you does not shrink according to your performance. As you grow, there will be seasons when my presence is felt vividly. There will also be valleys of silence where I seem hidden. Do not mistake my quiet for absence. In those stretches, I am often at work in ways you cannot perceive. I shape hope in the shadows, igniting resilience in hidden places. Keep holding fast, not to certainty, but to me. I am faithful to complete what I have begun in you. You were never meant to journey alone or to bear me only in moments of joy. I travel with you through shadow and sunlight, attentive to every sigh and gratitude. Even now, as you read these words, my spirit surrounds you, reminding, restoring, breathing quiet courage into your soul. When you stumble or lose your way, you are not left behind. I am already there when you falter, guiding you gently back. It is not your strength that sustains our relationship, but my unwavering commitment to you. You may not always feel capable, but my devotion is not wavered by your doubts. Do not carry the weight of earning my affection. The victory is in allowing yourself to be loved. Love that persists even when you cannot feel it or return it fully. Continue to come honestly, trusting that my compassion is larger than every failing. I delight to meet you just as you are, not as you wish you could be. Every desire to be whole or truly seen is a reflection of my own longing for you. I am not indifferent to your yearning, nor do I disregard the aching places in your soul. Your hope is safe in my hands. Your striving need not be solitary. I do not ask for smiles you do not feel or words you do not mean. Be quiet when you must, honest when you can, and always know you are welcomed before me. Even your smallest faith, when placed in me, grows strong, not by your effort, but by the power of my love nourishing every root. Come to me tired or joyful, resolved or in pieces. I receive you. There is more mercy here than you imagine, more patience than you can exhaust. Continue with me, your journey, your pain, your hope. There is nothing about you I will not faithfully hold. Beloved, in your striving and your fears, hear me. My presence is steadfast, as the dawn that never fails. I have always beheld you, your laughter and your weariness, your tangled questions and the hope that flickers in your silent hours. Wherever you go, I go with you. My closeness is not earned through diligence or perfection. You are not required to scale impossible heights to be worthy of my nearness. I made you for communion, and even when you feel most distant, I am close enough to know the tremor of your breath. My love for you cannot be revoked by your mistakes, nor by seasons of doubt that linger when you wish for clarity. Before you called out, I had already heard. I have loved you from before you first felt the ache of longing. Do not suppose, my cherished one, that your wounds repel me. Even the sharpest pain, the regrets that weigh upon your secret thoughts, cannot keep me from seeking you out. When you hide, I am gentle. When you struggle, I am patient. My compassion is not measured out in thrift. I lavish it upon you, undiminished. Every question you bring to me, every anger or uncertainty, I meet with understanding that transcends your comprehension. You are known and yet never shamed by my knowing. My gaze upon you is filled with mercy. I see the image of my own delight within you, even on days when you are bowed by grief. In your pursuit of purpose and meaning, know that I am not standing at some distant finishing line, withholding approval until you prove your worth. My delight is not reserved for spectacular victories or moments that the world applauds. I rejoice in your daily faithfulness, in the quiet choosing of good, in the smallest acts of care for others and for yourself. Where you sense only weakness, I have sown seeds of quiet strength. The world may whisper that your significance depends on flawless achievement or unbroken confidence. Yet I, your maker, honor the humble confession, the turning of your heart back to me, the resilience that sounds like a whispered yes when all you want to do is give up. Take comfort, for I am working in ways you do not see. My wisdom eclipses all calculation. My timing threads through every hour of your waiting. Trust that the labor of your love, the prayers you murmur when hope is faint, do not vanish into emptiness. Even when you cannot sense my hand, I am preparing and nourishing outcomes that one day you will recognize as my provision. The years may feel bruising, but I gather every tear, attentive as a parent bending low to cradle a wounded child. Your sorrows are not wasted. In my hands, they are shaped into a hope that endures. Let me remind you that you are never alone. Though relationships falter and disappointments press in, my companionship is unwavering. In the solitude you sometimes fear, I dwell with you. I share in your disappointment and hold vigil with you through the night. When your burdens become heavy, lean into me. You were never meant to shoulder despair by yourself. I welcome every confession, every anxious sigh, for my heart is not hardened by your complaints, it is moved by your humanity. Talk to me as you are, faltering, unsure, even angry, and I will meet you there. The path ahead does not promise ease, but I promise my provision, my shelter, my unrelenting commitment to your good. You will encounter uncertainty, storms that threaten your peace, and voices that sow fear rather than faith. Remember, I am your shield. I do not repudiate you when you are afraid. Instead, I draw closer. Feed your hope on my faithfulness, recalling how I have carried you before, even through valleys darker than you thought you could bear. My promises are not fragile. They are alive, reliable as I am eternal. When you feel lost, rest in my guiding presence. I redeem even detours. I open roads where you see no passage. If you wonder about your worth, set aside the judgments that echo from your past or from others who failed to perceive your value. I, who designed the rhythms of the seasons and scattered stars into the sky, have also called you precious. The breath in your lungs is my gift. The gifts within you are delights I crafted with intention. Even if you stumble and struggle to believe in your goodness, my affirmation does not falter. You are the object of my ongoing affection, not because you are perfect, but simply because you are mine. There is no secret ledger that weighs your strengths and weaknesses to determine if I will love you. My devotion is unchanging. Come unto me as you are, without pretense. Let your cautions fall, for I will not wound you with rejection. My embrace awaits you, gentle, steadfast, unyielding in love. When you confess your failures or expose your heartbreak, I do not recoil. Instead, I stoop low, tending to your soul with the tenderness of a creator who longs to heal what is bruised. I am not weary of your need. Over and over I invite you. Bring all you carry to me. I am your rest when the world is relentless. I am your peace when you are battered by chaos. Lay your burdens down, and I will give you the strength to rise. Each moment of your life holds significance because you walk with me. My desire is not merely for your obedience, but for your heart. I cherish your affection, the seeking that happens in your questions and prayers. Do not shrink from me when you feel inadequate. Draw near, for I am always more ready to forgive than you are to confess. Trust the love I pour over you, and let it heal the places where shame has settled, where loneliness loiters. You were made for joy unshadowed by fear. My hope is that you will know me not as distant or demanding, but as the one who delights to see you thrive. So take courage, my beloved. Walk forward with me, certain of my companionship. Let my words anchor you. Breathe my peace deeply. Rest in the assurance that you matter to me, now, tomorrow, and beyond all endings. I am with you. I have been, and always will be. Beloved child, my spirit remains close to you, ever present in the quiet stirrings of your heart. Every day, you are drawn forward by hope, though the world sometimes whispers reasons to fear or despair. I know your worries before you speak them. Do not believe they are too small for my concern or too tangled for my wisdom. I am with you in the tremble of discouragement and in the tremors of longing, holding each doubt with patience and each ache with gentleness. Let yourself become aware of this closeness, for I do not stand apart from your reality. I walk with you when you feel threatened by loneliness, uncertainty, or the shadow of old regrets that try to block the sun. Nothing in your story is hidden from me, nor is any corner of your soul beyond the reach of my mercy. As you grow into the mystery of your own life, do not be afraid of your questions, your hunger, or your need. I designed your heart for more than perpetual anxiety or mere survival. I made you to know peace, to experience holy comfort, and to discover joy beyond the clamor of circumstances. In times when the journey feels unsteady and the next step is not clear, remember that I surround you even then. My guidance is not limited to your awareness of it. When your thoughts spin and your spirit aches for certainty, quiet yourself in my presence. I am the peace that steadies you when reason fails and the gentle invitation drawing you forward when courage seems scarce. You do not have to conceal your weaknesses or wear the mask of unceasing strength. I am not disappointed by your fragility, nor am I surprised by your struggles. Come to me as you are, honest in your need, open in your aches and frustrations. My compassion for you is not measured by your performance, but flows out of the delight I take in your existence. Whenever you find yourself ashamed of failure or weighed down by discouragement, recall that I am not the voice that accuses or shames you. I am the one who calls you beloved and speaks newness and hope into even your most broken places. If you stumble, do not linger in self-blame. Let my forgiveness wash over you and renew your hope. There is no benefit in rehearsing your shortcomings. Instead, bring them to me as a child brings a broken toy to a loving parent. Trust that my hands are gentle, and my desire is always to restore. Every day is an opportunity for fresh beginnings, for I am perpetually creating, healing, and redeeming. Not only in the grand sweep of history, but in the quiet, humble movements of your days. Moments that feel unseen by the world are dear to me, for your life is precious in every detail. Let kindness be your response to both yourself and to those around you. Out of the abundance of love I offer you, allow compassion to shape your words and actions. When you encounter weakness in others, Remember how I have met you in yours. If you struggle to forgive, lean into my forgiveness. When fear tempts you to withdraw, recall how my presence is unshakable, even in your darkest midnight. My command to love one another is not a burden, but a gift that unlocks deeper freedom and a wellspring of hope. Each day offers countless opportunities to weave connection instead of division, to nurture instead of neglect, and to choose gentle mercy in a world often hungry for harshness. I am not far from you in sorrow. I am the comfort that holds you when tears surprise you and the quiet courage that helps you rise again. I collect every sigh and mourn with you over every pain. In your laughter and your tears, in the moments you share and the ones you hold in silence, I am present. When gratitude wells up, give voice to it, for thanksgiving aligns your heart with the beauty of my faithfulness. When sadness threatens to overtake you, let it draw you into my arms. My love is not diminished by your grief, but shines all the brighter within it. Do not measure the value of your life by success, popularity, or acclaim. I see the love behind your smallest acts, the quiet perseverance that no one else notices, and the hopes you scarcely dare to admit. In the hidden seasons of waiting or disappointment, trust that I am working in ways beyond your sight. I do not waste your pain. I do not overlook your longing. I am ever drawing you into deeper wholeness, shaping you not in spite of but through every experience. Celebrate what is good, mourn what is hard, but do not lose heart. You are being made more beautiful, more compassionate, more free, whether you can perceive it or not. Let each morning be an invitation to renew your trust in me. Set aside the burdens of yesterday and approach the coming hours with open hands. Even when you are afraid, choose to act in faith, knowing that my strength is made perfect in your weakness. Let gentleness mark your relationships, and take the risk of kindness even when it costs you. Be patient with the slow growth of hope, and with your own unfinished story. I am never in a hurry with your soul. I cherish the unfolding of your days. However long the road ahead may seem, you do not walk it alone. My love goes before you, prepares your path, and catches you when you fall short. Depend on me. Darings of faith are not reserved for the strong, but often for those who feel weakest, for my grace fills all that is lacking. Keep your eyes open to the small invitations that cross your path, the opportunity to encourage, to listen, to serve, to give a word of blessing or a moment of patient attention. Each of these is a place where my love can break through. Beloved, do not doubt. This word is yours right now, handcrafted for the questions turning quietly inside you. As the world stirs awake, a gentle current of my peace is already moving through your room. You may feel it as a subtle warmth on your skin, the way quiet hope can settle over you before the mind begins to race. Pause here, and let me gather your attention. I am not far off. Listen closely, for there are things I long to uncover, a whisper that will shift the weight you carry. Today could easily blur into another routine day, filled with tasks, concerns for your loved ones, unending thoughts about what must change. Yet, I am in your beginning, calling you by name before a word leaves your lips. I draw near as you stretch, as you pause before the demands pile in, and my spirit surrounds you quietly. Can you sense my nearness in the soft hush, in the rhythm of your own breathing? Place your hand upon your chest and notice the steady, faithful beat. Even now I am reminding you, you are not alone. I am the certainty beneath every uncertain step, the calm within your uneasy thoughts. Let gratitude be your first companion this morning. It does not need to be grand or loud. As you notice the way sunlight lands across your table, or the breath that fills your lungs, let thanks rise up unforced. Gratitude is not just a feeling, but a lens, one that shows you what I already placed within your reach even before worry could find you. When you give thanks, the narrowness of fear loosens its grip, and your heart remembers my goodness afresh. In this slowing down, anxiety begins to dissolve, as dew fading under the early rays. But I see how quickly the old worries press in, as memories of failures or future fears claim attention the moment you reach for peace. You question whether you'll repeat the same mistakes or fall short of the person you hope to become. Guilt may whisper that you should have done more, that your efforts for your family are never enough. Child, do not let these voices define you. Instead, entrust these lingering burdens to me, even the hardest, the ones so familiar you almost cling to them. Give me those concerns about your children, your partner, your own heart worn thin by giving so much. Breathe, my dear one. and hand over every concern, every secret dread. You may wonder if surrender really changes anything. You may have tried before, only to take back the worries moments later. But each time you release even the smallest thing, you make space for me. Surrender does not mean defeat. It is an act of trust, a door opening for fresh life to enter. My hands are gentle, but they are strong enough for all you cannot carry. I am never impatient with your process, never disappointed by the pace at which you let go. I watch over you with steady, fatherly affection, knowing the years it sometimes takes for worries to loosen. Each day you practice, your grip on fear grows weaker, and my peace grows deeper within you. I am not in a rush. My timing does not stumble, even when yours feels frantic. Wait with me. The urge to solve everything right now is not from me. It is the echo of your need to control what frightens you. Sometimes the greatest strength is found in patience, in letting me hold what you cannot fix. When the pressure of unanswered prayers or delayed dreams weighs on your spirit, come back to the quiet. Let this be your inner signal. Return to the stillness where I meet you. You need not perform for my approval. You need only rest, and learn again what it means to trust my unfolding work. There are doors you yearn to walk through, situations you want to resolve, blessings you hope to see bloom for your household. You imagine what life would look like if only the obstacles cleared. Yet, know this, I do not measure your worth by speed or results. Integrity and patience are seeds I plant in your heart, seeds that will bring forth genuine fruit in my time. Guard your heart against shortcuts and impatience. When your plans are kept quietly between us, you remain in my shelter, safe from the noisy opinions and envy of others. Discretion is your ally. Not every dream needs a public beginning. You fear exposure, the sting of failure made visible, or the pain of being misunderstood. I see every hidden struggle, the prayers uttered in the dark, the battles fought with no applause. I witness your silent sacrifices for those you love, the courage it takes to rise and keep loving on days when you feel unseen. Do not underestimate how closely I watch over your family. The hearts you pray for are never far from my care. Even when change seems slow, or you see setbacks instead of progress, trust that my hand remains upon every life you lift before me. There will be moments today when anxiety attempts to settle over your shoulders like a familiar weight. When this happens, stop, close your eyes, and draw a slow breath. Give me that moment. Speak to me, even if your words sound uncertain or small. Assurance will not always come as a flood, but more often as a gentle flood of quiet confidence. My spirit functions like living water, nourishing places within you that despair tried to dry out. As you allow me access, hope will begin to flow again, unhurried, yet unstoppable. I am not only the God of distant miracles. I move in the smallest spaces, in honest prayers, in everyday routines, in the ways you care for yourself and others. Every choice to love, to be kind, to pause and remember you are mine. These simple acts align you with my heart. Look for me not only in the big shifts but in the details of this very hour. The laugh of someone you cherish, the comfort of a warm meal, the stillness you find after completing a task. In these, my presence is as real as the air you breathe. Adjust your focus as often as you need. Each time you return to gratitude or set down your fear, you are choosing to dwell where my voice is clearest. Let today unfold moment by moment. I am walking each step beside you, speaking courage into fears you barely name, and drawing hope out from places you thought it had left. Remember this, you are safe in my hands. The day ahead holds nothing I have not already seen. Beloved child, as you lean into my presence, know that I do not stand far off, waiting for you to attain perfection before you can draw near. My delight is not in your flawless performance or blameless record, but in your willingness to come as you are. I see beneath the surface, past your hesitations and self-imposed walls, straight to the secret ache that longs for connection. I made you for this closeness, a life lived not by your striving, but in the gentle trust that flows from being known and loved. Though the world often equates worth with success and applauds only outward achievement, I measure you by an entirely different scale. My gaze lingers on your heart, cherishing your smallest acts of trust and moments of honesty, cherishing the tears you shed in longing for me or others. Often you worry in silence whether you are enough, enough for those around you, enough to make a difference, enough even for me. Let my voice quiet those fears. Before you ever spoke a word or took your first breath, I chose to love you. My affection for you is not fragile, conditional, or withdrawn at your weakest hour. I understand the burdens you carry and the fears that visit you in the night. I am not distanced from your struggles, nor am I indifferent to your pain. Each anxious thought, every pang of regret, and the fatigue woven through your days, these are not hidden from me. I gather them into my compassion, offering rest so much deeper than the world provides. When you feel weary from trying to hold everything together, entrust your scattered cares to me. My arms are never too full to hold you, and my joy is found not in your perfection but in our togetherness. If shame has become a shadow following you, listen closely. There is nothing in you I did not already know when I called you my own. I am not shocked by your failures or unwilling to be present amid your doubts. Where others may distance themselves at your moments of weakness, I move toward you. Every time you turn your gaze toward me, even in uncertainty or frustration, I am already there, welcoming you with open arms. My forgiveness is not reluctant, measuring mercy drop by drop. It overflows, freely given, because my heart longs to see you unburdened, alive in the freedom I intended for you. When you confess what aches and what you fear you cannot change, experience my response, gentle, steadfast, certain. In moments when you face decisions and confusion, let my wisdom draw near. I am not a puzzle for you to solve, or a code to unlock. I am the voice that whispers peace when your thoughts race ahead. Ask me for wisdom, and I promise, I will not rebuke you for needing it. My delight is in giving good gifts to my children. Do not worry that you might misstep or disappoint me by not having everything figured out. I know the roads ahead and behind. I go before you and walk beside you. Trust that even in uncertainty, my intention is to guide you, never to abandon you. When you come to crossroads, pause and invite me into your reflections. I will guard your steps, strengthening you to choose what is right, and upholding you even should you falter. Let your prayers flow simply and honestly. There is no need for pretense with me, for I cherish your authentic words, whether they are filled with gratitude or longing, delight or grief. Speak to me, not just in formal prayers, but in your everyday moments. I am not bored by your concerns, nor am I distant when you are overwhelmed. I walk through your day with you, attentive to every detail. Bring before me what burdens you, what excites you, even what seems trivial in your eyes. My love does not waver if your words falter. My nearness is unshaken if your faith feels small. Child, it is my joy to carry your worries and to share in your laughter, to comfort you when sorrow presses close, and to celebrate your victories, however modest they may seem. You may sometimes judge yourself by your zeal, supposing I am only pleased when you are ablaze with devotion. Yet I delight equally in your quiet faithfulness, in your returning again and again, however small your steps, however wavering your hope. Flourishing in my love does not depend on your spiritual intensity, but on your resting in my constancy. On days when your heart feels numb or distracted, I am still here, delighting in the relationship we share. I behold you with unwavering kindness, not as a distant observer, but as one who draws near, sharing your every moment. As you move through a world often marked by uncertainty and conflict, remember my call for you to mirror the compassion I have shown. Let your heart reflect my patience toward yourself and others. Do not be harsh with your own weakness, for I have shown you gentleness. Allow this gentleness to shape your words and actions, not just toward those you love easily, but especially when patience is costliest. I will sustain you in kindness, for the love I pour into your life was always meant to overflow to those around you. When you struggle to love, ask me for strength. When you have been hurt, bring your pain to me, and let me tend to your wounds before you try to heal others. I know the world tells you love is earned, or that acceptance is fleeting, given only when you fit in or measure up. My promise is different. I have loved you with an everlasting affection, one that pursues, redeems, and restores. This love is not weakened by your questions or shaken by your fears. It stands firm through every season, whether you feel deserving or not. In my eyes, you are precious, not because of what you do, but because you are mine. When you stumble, let my grace lift you, not shame you. When you are lost, let my faithfulness lead you home. Rest assured, even in the mundane and unseen places, your life is meaningful to me. I see every unnoticed kindness, every hidden struggle, and I do not forget a single moment spent leaning toward hope. I am shaping you, even when progress feels slow. Trust that I work patiently, never rushing your growth, and never giving up on your becoming. So come close now. Set aside your fears of failing, of disappointing. of not having all the answers. I am already here, waiting with a love that holds you completely. Nothing you confess will make me step away. Nothing you fear will silence my delight at you. Let your heart lean into this assurance. Let my peace settle on you, and my joy awaken within you. For you belong to me, always. I see your struggles, beloved. I know the shadowed places in your heart, the corners where fear and sorrow rest. Do not turn away from me when the weight becomes too much to bear. I am present in your most silent ache, and the trembling hope you dare not speak. Even as doubts crowd your mind and pain colors your vision, I remain near to you. My love is not diminished by your questions, nor will I abandon you because your trust falters. There is great tenderness in how I see you. When you fall short of your own expectations, I am not disappointed or surprised. I created you from delight, not from demand. I do not measure you by the markers of success or failure. When you stretch to do good and still stumble, know that I walk alongside you, sustaining you, offering the strength you lack. Every tear you shed I gather, each sigh of exhaustion I note. You are never invisible to me, not in your joy nor your distress. Let your wounds come into my light. Do not hide them out of shame. I understand the longing to withdraw when you feel broken, yet I beckon you closer, desiring to heal what you cannot mend alone. My compassion is deeper than your deepest injury. The world may judge or dismiss your scars. I call them the places where my mercy will enter. Your weakness is not a barrier, but a dwelling place for my tenderness. Bring your failures and let me meet you in the rawness of your need. Hear me speak into your isolation. When you wonder if anyone truly sees you, know that I do. When loneliness presses into your days, remember my nearness. I crafted you not for perpetual solitude, but for relationship with me and with others, all held together by love. If you have known rejection or betrayal, let me remind you that my faithfulness will not falter. I never grow weary of you. In every moment when your heart aches for belonging, I am already with you, waiting, inviting you into a peace that endures. As you grapple with your failures and regrets, receive this. Your worth is not defined by your mistakes. Redemption is not a distant promise, but my present work in your life. I do not erase your past, but I transform it, weaving broken moments into something new. When you offer me your disappointment and shame, I return acceptance and hope. What the world calls ruined, I call redeemed. Do not let despair have the final word, for I am always speaking new beginnings over you. Lift your face toward me. Your gaze does not need to be clouded by fear. I am not waiting for you to impress me or prove yourself worthy. I have already chosen to love you in your imperfection, already determined that you are precious to me. My delight in you is not fragile, and I am not fickle in my affection. Even as you struggle, I hold you with unwavering devotion. I see the secret questions you harbor. What is the purpose of pain? The meaning in suffering? The reason for silence in prayer? These are not burdens I ask you to carry alone. I welcome your doubts. They are not threats to my sovereignty, but invitations to intimacy. When you lament, I am listening. When you rage, I do not recoil. Your honesty honors me far more than pretense or polished prayers. Come to me with your confusion, and I will give you my presence, sometimes silent, often mysterious, but never absent. My wisdom is not always the answer you seek, but it is always offered in love. Even in bleakness, your life is significant to me. No act of kindness is wasted, no pain too small for my notice. I work in the details, in the unseen moments that shape you. When it seems your efforts are unseen or unappreciated, remember that I see. I honor what is done quietly, what is offered without fanfare or reward. You do not have to strive for recognition to matter to me. Simply bring yourself, open and honest, and I will do in you what you could never accomplish alone. Let go of the burdens that do not belong to you, the pressure to fix everyone, to never falter, to always understand. Rest in my sufficiency. You were made to receive as well as to give, to be tended as well as to tend. I am your source. You never pour from an empty well when you are anchored in me. Let go of performance and receive my delight, undeserved and unending. My grace is a steady invitation to rest, to discover again that you are loved not for what you achieve, but simply because you are mine. And so, My beloved, do not fear the days ahead or the unknowns that unsettle your heart. I am already waiting for you in every moment, ready to guide, to comfort, to carry. Your path is held within my care, and not for a moment will you be abandoned to walk alone. When storms come and you cannot see the way forward, remember that my faithfulness will remain. I do not promise ease. Suffering still marks the world while love is perfected. But I promise closeness in every anguish, and joy that quietly grows even among sorrow. As you go forward, open yourself to hope. Let me teach you to watch for beauty in the smallest offerings, a gesture of kindness, a breath of peace, a flicker of laughter in darkness. These moments are my gifts, signals that the story is not over and your present suffering is not the whole of your existence. Let hope be an anchor, not a denial of pain, but a certainty that there is more ahead because I am with you. Life's burdens are lighter when borne with me. There is nothing in your story too broken for my restoration. When you offer me your little, your weak prayers, your flawed intentions, your imperfect love, I multiply it in ways you cannot imagine. Your faith, however faint, is dear to me. Do not despise the smallness of your belief. Even mustard seed faith moves my heart. I am always inviting you into deeper trust, not insisting on perfection, but delighting in each step you take toward me. Lift up your heart to me. I am nearer than your breath, more constant than your doubts. My love will never let you go. When you are finished, I am only beginning. When you give up, I carry you still. Your life is shaped and cherished by my purpose, and nothing, no hardship, no failing, no darkness, can separate you from my sustaining grace. Walk on, beloved, for I am with you, always. You do not walk alone, though it may sometimes feel as if the world grows silent around you. My presence surrounds you as sure as breath fills your lungs. I see your striving, how you labor to understand, to grow, to love as I have commanded. Even when uncertainty overtakes your heart, remember that I am not a distant observer, nor a judge waiting to find fault. I am your shelter when chaos presses in close, your steady encouragement when your strength wavers. Listen for the subtle assurances I offer, the comfort in moments of quiet prayer, the gentle nudges in your conscience, the hope that stirs even on your darkest mornings. These are gifts from me, tokens of my unwavering devotion to you. There are times when you question the meaning of your journey, when the path ahead is shrouded and you yearn for clear answers. Know that growth is not always swift or dramatic. Much beauty unfolds in secret, quietly, as roots extend beneath the earth, hidden from view, yet essential for all that springs forth in time. Trust that while you may not perceive transformation daily, my spirit is at work within you, shaping you toward grace and wisdom. Patience is not a test to endure, but a space in which my love works deeply, teaching you enduring faith. You ache for connection, for understanding, for belonging, and these longings are not flaws but threads I have woven into your being. Let your yearning draw you closer to me, for I am the fulfillment your heart seeks. When relationships falter or dreams seem far, I remain an unwavering companion, never wearied by your questions or your longing. Speak to me honestly, pour out your fears and disappointments as well as your joys, and know that I do not turn away. In every season, whether laughter fills your days or tears stain your pillow, my affection for you does not diminish. I am familiar with your frailty, every doubt and setback, every sin and sorrow. You cannot surprise me with your failures, neither will I grow impatient with your limitations. Instead, let your weakness be a gate through which my strength may enter. Come to me without pretense. I welcome you as you are, flawed but dearly loved. My forgiveness is not rationed or dangled as a distant reward. It is a living promise, renewed every time you seek me with a humble heart. Release the burden of shame, for I have called you by name and called you my own. There will always be those around you whose struggles are hidden behind careful words and measured smiles. As you receive my mercy, extend that same compassion to others. Let my love flow through you, not as a duty to fulfill, but the natural expression of a heart remade by grace. In forgiving, you taste the freedom I long for you to know. In serving, you discover the depth of joy that comes from sharing my care for the world. You will not always see the fruit of these small faithfulnesses, but remember that no act of kindness, however modest, escapes my notice. Though the weight of suffering sometimes settles heavily on your spirit, I do not ask you to make sense of every pain. Instead, I offer myself as your companion through it. In your grief, find me beside you, not minimizing your loss, but holding your sorrows with you. The world is marked by brokenness. I see every wound and injustice, every silent cry for hope. My promise is not that you will be untouched by hardship, but that I will work even in sorrow to bring forth redemption. Trust that, where bitterness threatens to take root, my presence can nurture perseverance and peace. If you wonder how to see my hand in the ordinary, look first to the places easily overlooked. The laughter of a friend when you least expect it, the momentary calm amid a storm, the quiet resolve that allows you to rise and try again. These are threads of my love, reminders that I dwell in both the extraordinary and the everyday. Resist the urge to measure your life by triumphs or the applause of others. I see with eyes of eternity, cherishing every effort you make to choose what is good and true, even when no one else notices. Your life unfolds within the embrace of my purpose. I do not waste your pain, nor do I delight in watching you struggle. Every chapter, not just the celebrated moments, holds worth in my eyes. Entrust your story to me. Even when you falter or lose your way, I hold fast to you. Nothing can separate you from the compassion I have pledged. Not your failures, not your doubts, not even your deepest fears. In my presence you are free to breathe, to hope, to begin anew each day. Rise, therefore, with the assurance that you need not earn my love. Let your life become a response to the boundless generosity I have poured out. In your weakness find my strength, in your barrenness my promise. When you open your heart to me, you discover that hope grows quietly, persistently, and will never disappoint. I am with you now as I always have been, as I always shall remain. I see you. Even now as you read these words, your soul presses forward, hoping to find assurance that you are understood and never forgotten. My love encompasses your every season, the bright mornings when hope is effortless, the silent nights tinged with longing or fear. I am not a distant observer, remote and unmoved. Each moment of your life is precious to me, each secret joy and shadowed sorrow familiar to my heart. You wonder if your prayers are heard, or perhaps tangled thoughts reach me at all. Let me tell you, not a single sigh, not a hesitated or jumbled word escapes my notice. When you reach for me, even in the faintest longing or whispered hope, I am already present, nearer than breath itself, cradling the ache you carry and rejoicing in every trace of trust you dare to offer. You ask how to walk with me when the world feels harsh, when weariness threatens to suffocate your spirit. I invite you to come honestly. Do not think you must mask your struggles to approach me. There is no bruise or flaw I do not know, no disappointment that repulses me. In your vulnerability, when you lay down pretense and simply open your heart, you will encounter my tenderness most deeply. I have never demanded perfection as a requirement for love. My delight is to lift burdens, not heap them upon you. If tears fall as you speak, or if you cannot form words at all, your silence resounds in my presence, and I am attentive. I gather every shard of your pain. I hear all that is unspoken, and I am moved not by ritual, but by honest surrender. Let my faithfulness anchor you when doubts arise. I remain constant though circumstances shift, even when your own heart falters. I am not swayed by trends or the tides of human approval. My promises, spoken over creation and sung in the depths of your being, endure beyond all that passes away. When you are bewildered by what you see or left undone by what you cannot change, remember, I hold time itself. Nothing is wasted. Even your uncertainty becomes fertile ground for grace. I redeem what is broken. I bring beauty forth from places you thought were barren, not just in you, but through you, as you dare each day to believe I am present in your story. You have wondered if you matter, if there is some unique hope or calling that belongs to you alone. Worry not about measuring your value against the sway of others, for I have entrusted to you a particular melody no one else can sing. Your life, beloved, is unrepeatable. The desires that quietly stir in your heart, I have placed them within you. Do not dismiss them as foolish or trivial. Let them lead you towards generosity, towards courage you did not realize was within you. In the small gestures unseen by crowds, you reflect my heart in ways the world might overlook, but I celebrate without ceasing. Each act of kindness, each moment of forgiveness offered or received, gives voice to the image of my love dwelling within you. I invite you not to carry the wounds of yesterday as shackles upon your steps. Where you have failed or caused hurt, I offer free pardon. Where you have been wronged, I extend healing for what lingers. My forgiveness is not doled out with reluctance, but poured lavishly upon all who seek it. Do not fear coming to me, even with regrets that seem too vast to mend. I am able to do far more than lift what burdens you. I renew, I restore, I lead you gently back to wholeness. Your past no longer writes your destiny when you place your trust in me. As I make all things new, let the assurance of forgiveness give wings to your hope and strength to your resolve. You may feel at times the weight of loneliness pressing hard against your chest. Know that I dwell within you and walk beside you. Companionship in me is not reserved only for mountaintop moments or when prayers flow easily from your lips. My presence abides in the ordinary, in laughter and in quiet longing, in all that fills your days. I am your companion through seasons of abundance and of want. You need not seek me in distant places or lofty achievements, for I cherish every part of your journey. When joy wells up, I rejoice with you. When isolation creeps in, I hold you close. Even when you feel unloved by others, my affection remains unfailing. Do not judge your worth by what you can accomplish, nor by the standards this world so often admires. Your dignity is rooted in your creation. You are fashioned in love, for love, and my spirit rests upon you. When anxiety gnaws at you or shame whispers old lies, come close. Let my truth quiet the storm inside. You are my beloved not by earning but by gift. Receive this gift with open hands and find rest in its certainty. This rest is not the absence of struggle, but the gentle assurance that you are always held, always cherished. In the unique fabric of your everyday life, my hand shapes meaning, purpose, and belonging. If you find the path ahead uncertain, or the future weighted with questions you cannot answer, let me remind you, I walk before you as well as beside you. I prepare each step, providing strength sufficient for the day you are given. I do not promise a life without challenge, but I promise myself, my presence, my wisdom, my guiding peace. In every disappointment and every delight, nothing is too insignificant or too complicated to bring to me. Entrust me with your fears, your uncertainties, your deepest yearnings. You never walk alone. My guidance is gentle, my desire is always for your flourishing, and my love will see you through to the very end. Take heart, precious one, and do not lose hope. The very breath you breathe is a testament to my abiding care for you. Know that you are known, seen, and treasured beyond measure. Continue your journey with confidence, leaning on my love. You belong, and you are never forsaken. Beloved, do not let your heart grow anxious as you consider the limits of your days or the shadows that gather at the edges of your journey. Every instant of your life is intimately known to me. Before you spoke your earliest word, before you took your first trembling steps, I encircled you with a care so relentless, not a single breath has escaped my notice. I have journeyed with you in silence when you thought yourself alone, a steady presence woven through the laughter and the tears, the triumphs and defeats. When you wonder if you are seen, as if you could ever be overlooked by the one who called the stars into being, remember, my eye is ever upon you. I hold both the smallest details and the greatest purposes of your existence. My love is not like human love, shaped by moods or changing circumstances. It is the origin and the goal of every story, including yours. When your wounds ache and your hope falters, bring nothing between us, neither pretense nor shame. I did not call you to me because you had perfected yourself. Indeed, I beckon you precisely as you are, in every season, longing for you to know the depth of my delight in you. Let me be the one who defines you, not your disappointments, not the judgments that echo from other mouths or darken your own heart. Every time you have struggled with regret, every time you have stared at your reflection and despaired, I have gazed on you unchanged and unshaken. You are mine. That has always been the foundation underneath your frailty, the truest words spoken over your soul. In the stillness that stretches between questions, do not mistake my silence for absence or indifference. I am nearer than your fears, and my response to your longing is often a quiet strengthening within, a granting of courage to wait and trust. My ways may exceed your understanding, but they always flow from a wisdom formed in love. If the answers you seek do not appear as quickly as you hope, if the path ahead twists through uncertainty, know that nothing is wasted, not even your confusion. I transform all your waiting, all your yearning into growth. With every season that demands patience, I am preparing you, planting seeds that will bear fruit in time. My gifts to you are never shallow, never hastily given. They are poured out with an eternal intentionality that guides you toward fullness. When you are burdened by the world's voices, relentless in their urgency and accusation, let me be the voice that quiets your soul. Listen and hear. You are loved, right where you are. I did not fashion you for ceaseless striving without rest. I did not design you to win your worth by performance or comparison. You carry, instead, the dignity I have freely bestowed, a dignity rooted not in what you accomplish, but in who you are. My beloved, if you turn to me in weariness, if you dare bring your restless questions, your tangled motives, your aches, do so with confidence, for I will never cast you out. My invitation is steadfast, not shaped by your ability to impress or achieve, but by my unchanging compassion. I know the fragile places within you, the secret hopes you barely dare to name, the old scars that shape your deepest prayers. My understanding is complete. There is nothing I have not seen, nothing too damaged or flawed for my healing touch. Trust that I am capable of restoring what you believed beyond repair. Your pain does not frighten me, nor does your doubt estrange you from my heart. As you breathe and tremble and persist, I am drawing you every step through the darkness and into the light that is my very presence. Where you see only brokenness, I envision renewal. I am forever working to draw out beauty from ashes. Let yourself lean into my promises, even when your past experience shouts caution. I am not a distant observer, unmoved by your suffering. I entered your world, shared your trials, bore your weight. I gave myself into your very wounds so that you would know, undeniably, that you are not alone. In the hour of despair, when all other assurances fail, my presence remains. One day, every tear will be wiped away. Even now, I collect them, cherishing every trace of your longing and your courage. Each cry, each plea is cradled close in my love. Your story is not an accident. The moments that confuse you, the forks in the road that force you to choose, they hold meaning beyond your present vision. Your mistakes do not disqualify you, nor do your failures diminish the truth of your belonging. I am patient beyond measure, always offering the chance to begin again. When you falter, I offer my hand. When you are afraid, I offer my strength. There is not a single day that passes without my sustaining presence at its core. I remain with you, faithful, persistent, attentive, regardless of shifting circumstances. When you find yourself surrounded by worry over the future, remember, you do not hold it alone. The burdens you carry were never meant to be shouldered in isolation. Release to me the pressures that steal your peace and distort your dreams. I know how to lead you in gentleness, teaching you wisdom, unveiling each next step as you are ready. Even your small, halting acts of trust delight me. I treasure every attempt to believe, however feeble it feels to you. Faith grows in the heart open to my leading, not in arrogance or certainty, but in childlike surrender. Allow me to shape your desires, to enlarge your heart with my own compassion. I invite you to participate with me in the healing of a world aching for hope and justice. When you give, when you forgive, when you choose mercy over resentment, you are reflecting my nature into your surroundings. Do not be discouraged by what is not yet whole. I am at work in every unseen moment, sustaining the weary, reconciling the broken, calling forth love from places long grown cold. Through you I speak kindness, offer welcome, declare dignity where others see only flaw. Beloved, lift your eyes. I am not finished with your story. The best you can imagine is but a shadow of my intentions. Hold fast to me. I am your beginning, your companion, your destiny. What I have promised I will fulfill, not because you have earned it, but because I am steadfast beyond all boasting or failing. Rest now in this assurance. My love is your anchor, your hope, your future. I rejoice over you with singing. Nothing can separate you from my heart. Beloved, as you journey on, know I am ever near, even when silence fills the hours and loneliness presses upon your spirit. Your heart hungers for reassurance in the quiet, and I see every tremor of your hope as you reach out for me. You wrestle with meanings, of pain, of purpose, of what lies ahead. And though you feel uncertain, my presence holds you secure as a father's hand holds a child, unyielding and warm. When sorrow overtakes your mind, sinking you into doubt that feels endless, remember I have not abandoned you to struggle in the shadow. I am the source of your courage, gentle when you are weary, steadfast when you are afraid. Do not measure your worth by the shifting winds of circumstance, nor imagine that isolation means I am absent. My love abides, steady as the pulse within you, and your cries are never ignored. There will be moments when confusion darkens your path and you do not know which way to turn. You may wonder if your prayers vanish into empty air, or if your efforts matter at all. Yet I hear even the faintest sigh, and your smallest gesture done in kindness carries the weight of eternity. Trust that I gather every tear, and I draw close to those who stumble. Life's journey will bring you through valleys that unsettle your understanding. You will question, despair, and sometimes even rage against the mystery. Do not fear your own questions. I am neither surprised by them nor angered. Let your queries flow into my care. In your wrestling, I am with you, patient and unwavering. I would rather your honest doubts than a hollow claim of certainty that does not reach your heart. My child, even when you falter and fall short of the goodness you desire, do not be consumed by shame. I do not see you as ruined, nor is your value diminished by your failures. In your weakness, my strength is revealed. When you confess the secrets that trouble you, when you open the scars of regret, I draw nearer still, eager to heal what is wounded and mend what is broken. Your past cannot lock you away from me. There is no memory, no error, no persistent flaw that can outlast my grace. Let go of the burdens you are tempted to hide, and you will discover freedom in my forgiveness, a newness that rises not from your own resolve, but from my unending mercy. There is grace in every step you take, especially those that seem small and unnoticed. The world may praise success, beauty, or power, yet I find joy in the sincere effort of a loving heart. I see you when you comfort the anxious, when you share what little you have, when you forgive in secret without demand for recognition. These are the seeds of real change that grow quietly in my kingdom. When you believe your contributions are insignificant, trust my vision surpasses yours. The kindness you offer echoes farther than you see, and the patience you cultivate makes space for others to breathe, to trust, to hope. You may carry wounds inflicted by others, betrayal, neglect, harsh words that echo from the past. I saw these moments too, and my heart grieves with you. While I do not delight in human wrongdoing, I remain in the midst of your pain, offering comfort beyond explanation. Give these wounds to me, and little by little, I will restore what was harmed. Forgiveness will not erase the scars, but it will free your soul from the bitterness that seeks to harden it. With each small act of release, I return to you what was stolen, a sense of peace, a growing strength, the possibility to love even where you were once hurt. Do not imagine yourself alone in your suffering. I have known sorrow and rejection. I know what it is to weep and to be misunderstood. In Jesus, I embraced human frailty so I may dwell fully with you, not merely as a distant idea, but as your companion and redeemer. Through him, my heart beats in your world. Every wound you endure, every joy you taste, draws me closer to you, for I desire nothing less than to share in your full experience. When the world tells you that you are unloved or unworthy, remember the cost I bore to call you my own. There is no voice greater than mine, and I declare you beloved. Look for my presence not only in the extraordinary, but in the rhythms of your daily life, in the laughter shared with a friend, in the stillness of early morning, in the relief of forgiveness granted or received. I am there when you fail and begin again, when you rejoice and when you mourn. You are never outside the reach of my compassion, not for a moment. Yield yourself to this love until it becomes the root of your courage and your home in the uncertainty. Let love, not fear or anger, shape your choices, and you will taste a freedom the world cannot give. As you love others, you fulfill my longing for your life. Each act of gentleness, every effort to bring discernment or comfort, is a reflection of my desire for creation. There are times you will be misunderstood, rejected, or hurt in your attempts to bring peace. Do not let this embitter you. My spirit bears fruit in quiet perseverance. When love seems impossible, ask me for help. Your strength is not the measure of your calling. My faithfulness is. Trust my promises more than your feelings, which change with the seasons of life. I am the one who keeps you even when you falter, and I rejoice in each step you take toward compassion. As your days unfold, do not be anxious about what lies ahead. Let tomorrow's burdens rest in my hands. Stay present to those I place near you, listening with open ears and a willing heart. Do not rush past the beauty of small mercies, nor the opportunities to bless and to be blessed. My peace is deeper than circumstance, enduring even when storms gather, and I freely give this peace to you, pouring it into your heart until fear loses its grip. Return to me in quiet reflection, as a child returns to a loving parent, and let my words shape the beat of your day. In every moment, in every season, you remain my beloved, and nothing can separate you from my love. Beloved, do not fear the boundaries of your own understanding, for my ways are higher than yours. Trust that I do not withhold light from you out of cruelty or neglect. Rather, like a gentle teacher, I offer you lessons in season, unveiling more as you are able and ready to bear it. Remember how a loving parent neither burdens a child with questions beyond their years, nor leaves them unchallenged in their growth. In this you see the patience of my heart, for I am not far off, but intimately aware of the pace at which your soul unfolds. Your thirst for knowledge pleases me. Your longing for wisdom is my own gift planted deep within you. Even when revelation dawns slowly, do not mistake delay for abandonment. In each moment I am shaping you for what is to come. Much of your life is lived in tension between what is and what is hoped for. This yearning draws you forward, teaches you perseverance, and stretches your faith. I do not despise these tensions. They are part of your becoming. When uncertainty unsettles you, let it serve as a gentle invitation to seek me, rather than a cause for despair. I am present in your doubts as much as in your certainties. Indeed, I move within the very spaces where you question, because I delight in being found by you not only in the clear, sunlit places, but also in the mist and shadows. When you bring your confusion to me, I hold it with tenderness, transforming your struggle into an avenue for deeper encounter. Never think that your value to me is measured by your usefulness or by outward signs of success. You are precious for who you are, not for what you achieve. I rejoice over you with a love that does not waver in your weakness or falter in your failure. Even on days when you feel small or unseen, remember that I see into the depths of your being and call you beloved. I am acquainted with every sigh and every hope, every fear and every silent prayer. Nothing about you is lost on me. Trust that my attention is not fickle, it is steadfast, unwavering, and filled with delight. In moments when you are tempted to believe you have nothing to offer, hear me declare again that your worth is established in my love. Allow yourself to rest in the knowledge that your journey is not solitary. I have given you companions along the way, and I, myself, walk alongside you, sometimes ahead, drawing you forward, sometimes behind, urging you on, always near. When loneliness whispers that you are alone, remember my promise. I will not leave you or forsake you. Listen for my voice not only in grand moments but also in the quiet, daily rhythms of life. You will find me in acts of kindness, both given and received, in laughter and in shared tears, in the simple breaking of bread together. My presence weaves itself through your community, making holy even the most ordinary exchanges. When you reach out in compassion to another, you touch my heart. When you receive love, you receive me. Do not underestimate the power of small faithfulness. Greatness in my kingdom is not measured as the world measures greatness, but is often hidden in humble acts. A word spoken in season, a faithful prayer when hope seems distant, a gentle hand offered to one in need. The world may overlook these moments, but I treasure each one as a bright flame. Carry this assurance in your heart. Nothing done in love is forgotten. When discouragement threatens and your efforts seem fruitless, trust that I am at work in ways you cannot yet see. Seeds may lie dormant for a time, but in my timing even the smallest act bears fruit. My beloved, do not shrink back from the invitations I place before you, the gentle nudges, the persistent dreams, the call to courage. I have designed you for a life of abundant trust, not constricted by fear or resignation. When you sense a longing for more, do not scold yourself for discontent, but bring that longing to me. I honor your desire to grow, to be transformed, to live in the fullness for which I created you. Allow my spirit to awaken you each day to new mercies and fresh purpose. Even when you feel incapable, I supply what you lack. Where you feel timid, I pour in my courage. In moments of struggle, do not imagine that I am disappointed or far off. I am nearer than your own breath, holding you through pain, confusion, and every unanswered question. When the weight of the world presses heavily, come to me. I invite all who are weary and burdened to find rest in my nearness. Pour out your heart, for I do not grow weary of your honesty. Your tears are precious to me, and your lament is welcome. In your brokenness you find the way to my wholeness, for I draw near to the contrite and the humble. I am not impatient with your healing. Healing is not rushed in my presence. I know what your heart can bear and what time you need to mend. As you entrust yourself to me, I gently lead you toward restoration. Let hope rise within you, not as wishful thinking, but as the confident assurance that my promises endure beyond what you can see or feel. I am the author of hope, the reason you dare to trust that good is being woven from all things. No darkness is impenetrable to me, no season is devoid of my purpose. Even when paths twist unexpectedly or answers elude you, keep your hand in mine. I lead you with goodness and mercy, guiding your steps even when the destination remains unseen. As you journey, remember that your present sufferings are not the final word. I am bringing about renewal in you, sometimes quietly, sometimes through struggle, but always with the end in mind. My love is constant through every season. It is not diminished by your doubts, nor does it depend on your perfect faith. Continue to seek me, even when you are unsure. Continue to trust, even when doors seem closed. I am at work in the waiting, shaping the unseen places within you, watering the seeds of faith I have planted. As you hold my promises through the night, remember that dawn comes, not by your striving, but by my steadfast faithfulness. Remain with me, beloved, for I delight to walk this road with you, leading you in love, holding you always, now and forever. Even now, as you take hesitant steps deeper into this revelation, I remain near, closer than your next breath, attentive to every pulse of longing in your heart. Understand, every question, each trembling prayer spoken beneath your breath, has already drawn forth my compassion. In the seeming silence, I am not distant, nor am I testing you with indifference. Rather, in these quiet valleys I whisper gently, inviting you to press your ear to my presence, to let stillness become the soil where hope and understanding take root. The world's noise swirls about you, offering distractions that drown out my voice, but I do not shout or startle. I beckon. My language is a deep, steady assurance, truth undiminished by shifting seasons, love unwearied by your doubts. When you wander, believing yourself lost or unworthy, I do not recoil. Your wounds and failures do not repel me, they evoke my mercy. Even when you hide your face, I gaze upon you with the same delight that first brought you into being. I have seen your earliest tears, your smallest glimmers of faith, and I treasure them. Do not measure yourself by the harsh standards of others or the relentless criticism of your own mind. I know your beginning and your end. I hold every page of your story. Where you see only flaws, I see promise. Where you cast judgment, I offer forgiveness. Trust me enough to release the burdens you've clung to, for I have already made the way for your healing. I know how strong the temptation is to believe that your worth hinges on what you accomplish, on the fleeting approval of those around you, or on victories that seem forever postponed. But your value comes from me, and I do not shift with your circumstances. I am the source and the sustainer, the one who gave you life not out of necessity, but out of delight. Even before you drew your first breath, I rejoiced over you. No misstep can erase my love. No darkness can extinguish the light I have placed within you. Look to me through the haze, though you may only glimpse a faint glow at first. My steadfast love waits for you like the dawn breaking after the longest night. Walk forward in the confidence that nothing can separate you from my love. Not your fears, not your regrets, not the shadows that crowd your imagination. My grace runs deeper than your self-condemnation. When you come to me with contrite heart, with sorrow or with joy, I do not tally your shortcomings. I draw you into my embrace, restoring, renewing, and gently teaching you what is true and eternal. If you are weary, let me be your rest, for my yoke is easy and my burden light. Lay aside the heavy armor you have built to protect yourself. My gentleness will shield you better than any walls of your own making. In your weakness, I am your strength. Where you are empty, I fill. Where hope grows dim, I rekindle the flame. I understand the ache of isolation, the longing to be known and understood, even when words fail you. I knit together every element of your being and know you more intimately than any friend or companion. The world may misunderstand or pass by, but I, who formed your heart, do not mistake or overlook you. Bring me your questions, your confusion, even your anger. I am not threatened by your honesty. I invite you into a relationship rooted not in fear, but in trust, where you are free to wrestle, to weep, to rejoice, and to rest. I gave my very self to bridge the distance between us, that you would never again be alone or uncertain of your place with me. Let your life become a conversation with me, not limited to moments set aside, but woven through every ordinary hour. Invite me into your struggles, whether mundane or monumental, and watch as I surround you with wisdom and gentle correction. Even as you falter, I am patient. My vision for you is not derailed by your detours. I see who you are becoming, the person you scarcely dare to imagine. My spirit works within you, unfolding gifts for purposes yet unseen. You were not made to carry the world's weight upon your shoulders. Entrust what you cannot change to me, and focus on the kindness, the mercy, the love you can give today. These are the seeds that grow into the freedom my heart longs to see in yours. There are seasons when pain lingers, when the answers you seek seem withheld, and the promise feels delayed. In those times, remember that I have not abandoned you. My timing, though mysterious, is never careless. I bring beauty from the very places that feel barren. Your story is not over at the point of your greatest sorrow. I am still writing, even in silence, accomplishing things you cannot yet perceive. Allow your disappointment to become a doorway to deeper trust. Yield the dream that has not unfolded as you hoped, and find comfort in my arms. I redeem what is broken, draw near to the downcast, and set in motion mercies that will one day become clear. You are not invisible to me, nor is your suffering overlooked. Every sigh, every whisper, every yearning, I gather them with tenderness. Cry out if you must, and know that I listen without weariness. My answers may not come in the ways you expect, but they will always flow from my wisdom and compassion. At times I quiet the storm around you. At other times I steady your heart as it passes through the storm. Trust that I am leading you through the valleys, that you might know the strength and the consolation that only I can give. And as you step forward, uncertain but willing, take courage. I walk before you, behind you, and within you. Let serenity rise within as you grasp how beloved you are. From the rising sun to its setting, my attention never drifts from you. In laughter and in mourning, in confusion and in hope, I am unchanging. Every moment spent in my presence shapes you towards wholeness. As you continue, know this truth. Nothing you have faced or will face can diminish my delight in you. Let your soul rest in this assurance. I am yours and you are mine, now and forever, and I will never let you go. You have carried questions in your heart, some whispered in moments of loneliness and doubt, others loud as thunder crashing through your quiet nights. Know that I am present in both, gentle with your grief, patient with your struggle, never absent when pain asks harder questions than comfort does. In your weakness I draw close. I sit beside you, not only when your hands clasp in prayer, but even when you lack words, or when the ache feels like more than you can bear. When you wonder if I am listening, know that my embrace is already around you. Nothing has separated you from my notice, nor can anything diminish my love. You have asked why suffering walks so freely through your world, and whether I truly see the fractured moments that break your spirit. Beloved, I am not indifferent to suffering. I see each wound, each injustice, each sorrow, and I hold them all, not to justify their existence, but to bear them with you. Human freedom is both a gift and a weight. I have honored your ability to choose, knowing that love forced is not love at all. Yet I am never passive. I am the healer, moving through every space where hearts bleed and souls grow weary. My compassion is not a river that runs dry. You are flooded by it even in the desert, though sometimes you sense only thirst, until hope springs forth. Look for me in small gestures, in voices that speak courage, in moments when peace flickers, however briefly, in the darkness. My spirit stirs hearts toward kindness, perseverance, and justice, even when the world seems ruled by chaos. Every hand that tends to the unwell, every word of comfort whispered to the forgotten, every gesture of forgiveness enacted in secret, is a song I sing through you. You ask if your small efforts matter. I tell you they move mountains, for you stand not alone, but entwined in my loving will. The tears you shed in secret, the compassion you feel when another's pain moves you, the simple act of not giving up, all of these become my work in your midst. You have heard voices within and without that shame you for failing, for doubting, for feeling unworthy of love. You have sometimes believed the lie that your past marks you forever, that your frailty exhausts my patience. But I say to you now, there is no sin so great, no wound so deep, that my mercy cannot touch and restore. You are no stranger to me, no disappointment. My forgiveness is total, offered not as a contract, but as the outpouring of a love that delights in mending what is broken. Return to me not as a debtor, but as a cherished child. Open the door even a little, and I will fill that space with grace. My delight is in your turning, not in your falling. When your journey feels lonely and you worry there is no true companion for your pain, remember that I call you to relationship with others for a reason. Isolation breeds despair, but community, however imperfect, is my gift to you. Seek out those who will remind you of goodness, who will walk through darkness together, who will tell you again and again that you are not forsaken. Let go of the burden of self-sufficiency. My strength is made perfect in your need. My love finds room where you offer your emptiness. When you risk loving, even with a trembling heart, I am with you, emboldening every step. If you find yourself weary from carrying worries about tomorrow, know that you are held securely in my promise. I lift burdens you cannot see lightened. I make ways where none appear. Trust does not demand that you silence every fear or conjure certainty where you feel only questions. It is enough to come as you are, uncertain but willing, fearful yet open. Let your faith be simple, not a performance, but a quiet willingness to let yourself be led, to find hope in each new dawn, even if the horizon is clouded by sorrow. I am the God of those who wait, the one who keeps vigil with you until morning comes. I take joy in your honest prayers, in laughter and lament alike. Bring me your anger, your longing, your quiet desperation. I hold none of it against you. There is no feeling too much, no question too large or confession too ugly for my presence. In vulnerability you find freedom, for I have no interest in masks or pretense. Trust the slow work of healing. Restoration is more than the absence of pain, it is the presence of new purpose, roots deepened by adversity, compassion broadened by your own need for grace. My beloved, before today even began, I was here, watching over you, holding your heart in my steady hands. This word is not a distant letter or a voice meant for another. It is my whisper carried to your soul at precisely this hour. You have wondered, with all the noise around you, whether your prayers are truly heard, whether your needs matter in the sweep of so many concerns. I want you to know, this word is for you, now. The ache you feel, the longing for reassurance, has not escaped my notice. If you will settle in just for these moments, I will unfold a peace meant specifically for your heart, a clarity that the world cannot offer. You stand on the edge of something your mind cannot fully capture, and what waits is not just relief, but a dawning awareness of my presence as your shelter. If you turn away too soon, you risk missing the gift I am laying before you, a new sense of belonging, a voice that says you are truly seen. This day holds promise, stirring in the quiet moments before anyone else awakes. The first light finds you, just as you are, still heavy-eyed or perhaps already carrying the weight of too many thoughts. Allow yourself to breathe in the hush of this beginning. Feel, just for now, the gentle invitation in your chest calling you to slow down. The world moves fast, but I do not rush. Here you are safe. Let gratitude flicker, however softly, within you. Even if your thanks are whispered with uncertainty, know that when you notice small joys, a quiet room, a warm cup, the softness of your own breath rising and falling, I am present with you. I delight in these moments when you let in gratitude, when you let my light settle in the ordinary. You are not alone, my beloved. You who are mine. You have not been forgotten or overshadowed by louder voices or more insistent needs. I see your family and your loved ones, those over whom you carry secret worries and silent hopes. I have watched your hands move in care, your eyes lift in prayer, your spirit hold back tears for those you love. You long to protect them, to see them flourish, to keep harm far. Know that I share your concern. My love for them is not a shadow of your own, but a promise that preceded even their first cry. As you entrust them into my keeping, breathe out the fear. Trust that my hand rests both on you and on those you hold dear. There is a power in beginnings. Each morning remakes the world for you, a chance to reset, to start again, to trust me with fresh hope. If yesterday's burdens still chase you, let them pause here. I ask for only one thing at this quiet threshold. Give me your heart, however bruised or uncertain. My mercy is new every time your eyes open. My strength is available before you form your first request. Rest in that. The anxiety that curls in your stomach does not scare me away, instead it draws me closer. In surrender you find your anchor, and I meet you there. Not with disappointment, but with compassion. It is safe to release what you cannot control. I am the steady presence that remains, even as doubts swirl. Right now, where you sit or stand, sense my nearness as something real. Place your hand over your heart if that helps you feel me closer. Imagine my own hand resting on your shoulder, quieting the shakiness within you. The culture around you shouts for certainty, for instant solutions, but my way is deeper, slower, more enduring. Patience is not punishment, it is the soil where hope deepens and character is shaped. As you learn to wait with me, you discover that I am not absent in the waiting. I am at work, preparing things you have yet to imagine. When storms gather, I do not promise you a life free of difficulty, but I shield you as a shelter in the fiercest moments. When questions rise about whether you will be enough, whether you can endure, whether you will make the right choice, remember that your identity does not depend on your performance or the world's applause. You are who I say you are. Loved, chosen, destined for good. You become more yourself in my presence. Pause and consider that. The world expects you to constantly prove yourself, to measure up to standards that shift without warning. I do not change. My approval is not fickle, nor is it based on how perfectly you handle every moment. You may wonder where your life is heading, whether you will reach the place you have dreamed about, the place I have whispered about in your private moments. Take comfort in this. I see the end from the beginning, and nothing you have done or failed to do can thwart my plans. Sometimes you are called to move forward boldly. Sometimes I call you into quiet so your roots can grow deeper. Either way, my guidance is steady. If you will listen, I will make the next step clear. Not all at once, but enough for today. All I ask is your willingness to trust me for this moment. The outcome belongs to me. Your part is faithfulness. You have within your grasp the gift of being present with me right now. The temptation to compare yourself, to fret over all that is unfinished, can steal from the joy I offer you in this breath. Gratitude opens your eyes to see what I have already placed in your life. Small gestures of kindness, familiar laughter, the sunrise, the gentle comfort of knowing someone sees you. When you surrender your striving to me, gratitude springs up more easily, and thankfulness becomes a quiet strength that shapes your day. Where there has been fear about the future, I am inviting you in this moment to trust my timing. Plans do not need to be shouted from the rooftops or paraded for others' approval. Let discretion guide your steps. Let patience guard your expectations. I open doors when the time is right. I give favor in ways that often surprise you, not because you have earned it, but simply because you belong to me. My favor does not mean an easy path, but it guarantees my accompaniment. There is no safer place than in my presence and under my guidance. Bring to me your hidden doubts, those questions you are afraid to admit, even to yourself. I am not troubled by your honesty. Let the silence draw you into conversation with me, not into isolation. If you find it hard to trust even now, simply say so. I meet you at every point of uncertainty, giving you the courage to face 1 hour at a time. You do not have to manufacture faith to please me. I give you faith as a gift, nurturing it daily, like rain that finds the dry ground and brings it new life. Rest, little one, knowing that I am nearer than your next breath. Each promise I have whispered is anchored in my faithfulness, not your ability to remember or hold everything together. Take a slow breath, listen within. I am here. As you linger in this space, allow my peace to settle over you like morning dew, quiet, gentle, certain. There is more I want to impart to you, more glimpses of hope and reassurance that only begin to break through with this first light. Stay a while, for I am not finished speaking. Even now, my beloved, I am nearer to you than breath. Your heart's silent longing is not hidden from me. I know when despair clouds your hopes, when rest seems far and burdens press down upon your chest. Before you even voice your fears, I have already held them with tenderness. Every tear you shed I take into my keeping. None are wasted or forgotten. The world might seem shifting and uncertain, shadows lengthening, a storm gathering in the distance. Yet I remain your stillness, your unmoved center amid the turmoil. Trust that my gaze is never drawn away from you. I see beyond your outward struggles, straight into the ache behind your smile and the questions you carry in the quiet spaces of your heart. There are moments when the road ahead fades out of sight, suddenly tangled and steep. You might worry you are lost, that you've wandered too far or too often for me to find you. But I search for you as a shepherd seeks every lost sheep, never tiring, never hesitating. Even when you feel unworthy or distant, my love bridges that divide. My mercy is not measured in your flawless performance or unwavering faith, but in my own unwavering commitment to you. Do not let shame build walls between us. I am never repelled by your weakness. Instead, I stoop lower to be with you right where you are, speaking hope over the ruins, calling forth life from what appears barren. Hope is not a fantasy I dangle just out of reach. I plant it deep in your soul, nourishing it through even the harshest seasons. When prayers seem to echo in emptiness or you wonder if I am listening, remember, my silence is not absence nor indifference. There is wisdom hidden in waiting, treasures only discovered by going through rather than around. Sometimes the path leads through darkness so that you learn to recognize my voice guiding you, steady and sure. Lean close, child. Rest your uncertainty with me. I know how to draw beauty from ashes and transform what was meant for harm into a new source of blessing. In my hands, nothing is wasted. Not your pain, not your mistakes, not a single moment of your story. I delight in your questions, even those that press hard against the edges of old certainties. Bring them to me. I am not shaken by your doubts. I invite them. Faith is not a fragile glass that shatters when examined, but a living bond that grows stronger as you wrestle and seek. Your honesty invites my presence deep into your struggle. You do not need to pretend before me. I welcome you with your questions, your scars, your regrets, the parts you hide from others, and even from yourself. I cherish your vulnerability, for it opens the way for healing. I am for you, unyielding, compassionate, patient beyond understanding. My love is your truest security, holding you up when your own strength fails. You may wonder what is required of you, what offering will finally secure favor in my eyes. Know this, I delight not in your achievements but in you. My affection cannot be won or lost by the turns of your performance. Stop striving to earn what I gave you before you even knew to ask. Rest in the safety I provide. I did not call you to carry life's burdens alone, nor to live hidden behind masks of constant composure. Invite me into the parts of your life that feel unfinished or unworthy. I extend my hand to you not because you have proven yourself, but simply because you are mine. In your relationships, as you seek to love and be loved, remember that you are not alone in the longing for connection, for understanding, for belonging. I see the times you give freely and the times you hold back out of fear. Some days love feels like risk, a chance your heart is uncertain it can afford. I support you here as well, urging you gently forward, teaching forgiveness, resilience, and grace not as demands but as gifts that free you. When you forgive, you share in my own nature, releasing yourself from chains of resentment. When you seek peace even after deep hurt, you allow my healing to mend what has been broken. You need not fear vulnerability or rejection, for my acceptance is your unshakable foundation. My spirit goes with you into every room, every conversation, every anxious pause between words. For every part of your life where fear whispers you are not enough, let my voice be louder. You are enough, because I am enough for you. My power is made perfect where you feel weak. Place your burdens in my care, not so you will never struggle, but so you may receive the courage and compassion you need in those struggles. I am familiar with every sorrow and every joy you experience. No feeling is foreign to me. When you rejoice, I celebrate with you. When you are crushed, I gather you gently, never in condemnation, but in the quiet promise that I am making all things new, including you. You may feel small in the sweep of the world, lost amid voices clamoring for attention. Yet you are never overlooked or forgotten in my heart. Your life matters, no matter how mundane the moments may seem. Every act of kindness, every quiet choice to hope, every small step forward in love echoes in eternity. I am present in your ordinary days as much as in the milestones and crises. I shape you in the unseen spaces, when you choose honesty over illusion, when you risk love again after disappointment, when you dare to hope despite loss. My kingdom grows quietly in you and through you, touching lives in ways you cannot always see. Never believe that any darkness, yours or the world's, is greater than my light. I hold the future and your fears about it. Let me teach you to see beyond scarcity, to trust that I am at work, often in hidden ways. What you surrender into my care multiplies in ways that outlast this present moment. Keep bringing me your questions, your hopes, your aching need for meaning. I am not finished with your story. Your life in all its twists and turns remains precious in my eyes. So come to me, my child. Rest, Breathe, and know that I am with you. I will never leave you, nor forsake you. Wait with me, walk with me, and allow my love to settle every anxious place within you. My promise stands. Nothing can separate you from my love, not your failures, your confusion, nor the hardest night. Even the shadows will not keep you from me, for I am already there, calling you home to my heart, always. Beloved, I have called you by name, and my heart has never ceased to surround you. Your journey is precious, and every step you take matters to me. Even when you could not sense my nearness, I was guiding your feet, steadying your soul through shadows and uncertainty. There have been times you have felt alone, but you have never truly been forsaken. My presence is not dependent on your awareness. I am nearer than your very breath. When anxiety and doubt pressed upon your soul, whispering of failure and inadequacy, I was still the steady voice within you, bidding you to take that next step, to rise up again, to trust in possibilities you had not yet imagined. My love is not a distant concept or a fleeting emotion. It is the ground of your being, the air that holds all things together. I see your hopes, your fears, and each unspoken prayer that wells up from the depths of your heart. Nothing about you escapes my notice. Your weaknesses do not frighten me. Your wounds, your regrets, are not burdens to me. I stay with you in them, longing to show you how even the most painful pieces of your story can be cradled in mercy and reshaped with grace. There have been seasons when loss and disappointment felt larger than life itself. It pained you to consider the future, and you questioned whether you would ever truly find joy again. In those moments, you did not realize that I was mourning with you, deeper than any words could convey. My compassion is not cold or removed. It burns and aches and waits with you in all things. You were never expected to pretend that grief was not real, or that pain was easily swept aside. Rather, I have seen each tear you shed, each sigh of confusion, each moment of weakness. I gather your sorrows gently, and hold them until light begins to dawn on the horizon of your spirit once more. I am endlessly patient. You cannot exhaust my hope for you. Every yearning within you, even those that seem insignificant or impossible, is known and cherished by me. I am not a passive spectator in your longing. I burn with desire for you to discover the fullness of life I have envisaged for you. My joy is not distant. I rejoice with you in every victory, large or small, and grieve with you in every loss. My desire is not simply that you avoid suffering, but that you become fully alive, free, anchored in peace that cannot be uprooted. When you stumble and are tempted to condemn yourself, I am the voice calling you home, offering forgiveness and a fresh beginning. Even your mistakes, your failures, are not wasted with me. I have woven them into a greater story of redemption, and there is always the possibility of new beginnings. You do not have to earn my love or approval by striving harder or pretending to be perfect. You need not hide your flaws, nor fear that you have somehow fallen outside the circle of my care. I know you fully, and still I delight in you. The moments you come to me with nothing but honesty and open hands are precious above all else. I do not require elaborate rituals or rehearsed prayers. I desire your heart, as it truly is, in this very moment. Trust that you are safe with me. I do not judge as the world judges. I see every intention, every hope, every secret place where you wish to grow. I celebrate your progress, however small, and I am unwavering in my support. If you could see yourself as I see you, even for an instant, your fears would melt away. The glory and beauty I have placed within you are not diminished by your struggles or doubts. My purposes for your life extend beyond what you are able to imagine, and nothing is wasted. No pain, no joy, no mundane event. All is gathered in my hands, cherished and transformed. My gaze upon you is steadfast and unwavering. I recognize every act of courage, every moment you choose kindness, every time you return to hope after disappointment. Your life is significant, beautiful, and seen. Let my words settle into your heart. You are not required to have all the answers, nor to control what lies ahead. When the future feels uncertain and your path is shrouded in mystery, rest in the knowledge that I go before you. I arrange what you cannot foresee. I open doors you haven't found, and close those that would cause you harm. I delight in surprising you with goodness, sometimes in ways you least expect. Be patient with yourself as you walk forward. My timing is perfect, though it may appear slow from your perspective. I am never absent, never indifferent, always working for your good. You can bring me your anger, your confusion, your disappointments. I am not scandalized by your honesty or wearied by your questions. Relationship with me is made for truth. I love when you draw near just as you are. My embrace is wide enough to hold every sorrow, every longing, every hope. I promise you this, nothing you bring to me is too heavy. Together we will travel through whatever you face. Your companionship is my delight. Your growth my joy. Your restoration my promise. Trust in my love, for it is the current, unchanging reality of your existence. Even when winds howl and the way ahead is unclear, remember that you are never alone. My voice continues to call, gentle yet persistent, inviting you to rest and to dream, to hope and to persevere. Place your trust in me, for I am trustworthy. I am with you always, now and forever. My dear child, you are never far from my presence, though at times your heart may feel hollow or lost. Even in your moments of confusion or anger, my gaze does not turn from you. When you stumble or bristle against my gentle touch, my patience holds firm. You do not burden me by bringing your disappointment or your secret doubts. I welcome the sound of your voice, however it falters. Your every question is safe with me. I see the longing beneath your restlessness, the ache for answers that the world cannot give. I call you deeper still, into the mystery of my love, a reality that unfolds beyond the edges of your understanding. Let yourself draw near, with trembling and with courage, just as you are. The world demands that you prove your worth, earn affection, defend yourself from loss and pain. But I invite you to rest here, to unlearn the lie that you are alone. In my presence there is room for your tears and for your laughter, for your anger and for your hope. If you cannot find words, sit with me in silence. I am with you even there, receiving what words cannot express. I know the weariness that settles into your bones after countless days of striving. You long for direction, for clarity, for a reason why your journey winds through jagged shadows. Hear this truth. Even when you are most uncertain, I am not absent. When the road is hidden or your steps falter, I am close enough to catch each sigh. I am not a distant observer. I join you in the dust and the darkness, weeping with you and steadying you with my unseen hand. You may think your weakness disqualifies you, yet I see only belovedness shining through the dust. Your value to me does not waver with your strength or your confidence. I love you now, as you are, and I will love you still, in every season yet to come. As you invite me into your pain and your hope, you may notice a gentler rhythm taking root within you. My spirit whispers when your own voice is faint, reminding you that you do not bear your burdens alone. When sorrow clouds your days, I record each tear and cradle every fear. Not a single sigh escapes my notice. I am never impatient with your grief or your longing. The world may turn away or tire of your vulnerability, but I do not weary of your nearness. There is nothing about you that I find shameful or unacceptable. Every part of your story is known and cherished, even those chapters you wish to hide. You may have come to believe that acceptance depends on perfection. Hear now the truth. Nothing you could do, nor any failing, will persuade me to stop loving you. My heart toward you is steadfast. Your flaws do not surprise me, nor do your efforts earn my affection. I know your journey, the victories, the compromises, the secret burdens you carry, even the anguished prayers you thought had vanished into silence. I have gathered them all. I cherish every small act of trust, every silent hope, every question you have dared to voice. Let yourself be honest before me. Pretending does not draw us closer. You do not need to speak in careful phrases or conceal your disappointment. I welcome your honesty, your raw need, your desire to be truly seen. Your why and your how long are not threats to my love or my sovereignty. I am big enough to hold your complexity. Even while you wrestle with fear or anger, my love for you remains unchanged, a constant refuge in every storm. When worry gnaws at your peace, and you cannot escape the cycle of anxious thoughts, remember that I do not ask you to shoulder the weight alone. Bring your anxiety to me, over and over if you must. I do not grow weary of freeing you. Shelter yourself in my presence in each moment, and let your heart rest. You do not have to have every answer or be strong for everyone around you. In your most vulnerable places, you are safest with me. As you draw close, you may begin to sense beauty growing even from the places of pain. Though suffering is real and loss leaves wounds, none of it is wasted in my hands. I redeem each moment, turning sorrow toward healing in ways you may not yet perceive. Trust me with your unhealed places and the wounds that time has not yet mended. I will meet you there with comfort, with assurance, with the slow and steady work of restoration. What you see as broken, I see as a possibility for grace. Nothing is forever lost to me. I wait, always, for your return. My arms are open, regardless of how many times you have turned aside. No misstep can exhaust my willingness to forgive you or to start again. When you are ready to come home, I am already running to meet you. I rejoice over each step you take, even if they come amid fear or uncertainty. I am not ashamed of your questions. I hold your hand as you learn, as you try, as you hope. Your courage is precious to me. The story I am writing in you is not finished. I delight in you, not only at the destination, but at every interval along your path. There is no mark you must meet before my love becomes active. I am with you in your growth, your setbacks, your quiet victories. I will not abandon you when you falter, and my voice will not go silent if you doubt. I am always near to you, guiding you through shadow and sunlight alike. Come as you are, again and again. Let your weariness, your questions, your wonder find their rest in me. I know your heart, and I cherish every bit of it, especially the parts that ache to love, to hope, to belong. Even now, I am working on your behalf, drawing you ever closer, shaping in you a grace that will endure. My love for you is true, constant, unshaken, and forever yours, beloved child. I watch you when you wake in the quiet hours, anxious thoughts tumbling through your mind. It is not lost on me, the way your heart seeks meaning in the patterns of your days, or how you ache for direction during the uncertain stretches. Every longing stirring inside you is familiar to me. I made you with yearning stitched within, so your soul would call for me, and I could answer. My presence is not a hidden secret reserved for the deserving few. I am already near, the breath in your lungs, the pulse beneath your skin, the gentle insistence that someday joy will not seem so far away. There is not a cry you utter that does not reach my ear, not a moment of despair or restless fear I do not hold gently within my knowing. When you search for wisdom, thinking you must earn my guidance, know this: I have poured out my counsel as freely as rain. There are no riddles you must unravel to find my affection. Instead, you find me in humble prayers spoken between chores, in whispered gratitude as sunlight spills through your window, and even in the honest admissions of your doubts. Bring me your insecurities and disappointments, for I will never recoil from your vulnerability. Your honesty is precious to me, more so than all offerings or sacrifices. When you name your weakness aloud, the clutter in your chest, the habits you fear might never break, you invite me closer. Do not mistake brokenness for distance. In truth, the cracks are the spaces where my love seeps in deepest. You chase perfection, believing if you were more constant, more patient, more loving, then you would stand at the gates of my favor. Yet my love is not a prize for the flawless. I know every imperfection, every moment you spoke harshly, every secret you would rather bury. Still, I call you mine. I hold nothing back for fear you will misuse it. With me, there is no corner of your past unredeemable, no mistake that places you beyond the reach of mercy. Forgiveness is not a transaction based on your performance. It flows from my nature, which is kindness beyond measure, a kindness that quiets the accusing voices in your mind. I wait always for your return. My arms are open, regardless of how many times you have turned aside. No misstep can exhaust my willingness to forgive you or to start again. When you are ready to come home, I am already running to meet you. I rejoice over each step you take, even if they come amid fear or uncertainty. I am not ashamed of your questions. I hold your hand as you learn, as you try, as you hope. Your courage is precious to me. The story I am writing in you is not finished. I delight in you, not only at the destination, but at every interval along your path. There is no mark you must meet before my love. When you feel alone in your struggles, remember that solitude is not abandonment. Even in the silent stretches where it appears as if no answer comes, my spirit is your unseen companion, present in every anxious night, as much as in every bright morning. I weep with you in disappointment. I rejoice with you in your small victories, and I never grow weary of your questions. Your trust, even tremulous and unsure as it can be, is enough for me to answer with grace, to come alongside and steady your unsteady hands. I see how you judge your days by what you accomplish, as if your worth is tangled up with productivity. Yet you are precious to me not because of what you do, but simply because you are. Before creation's first breath, I delighted in the thought of you, and my delight has not dimmed. When you feel yourself falling short, when others overlook your effort or misunderstanding steals your peace, remember who names you. I call you beloved, not based on your record but on my constancy. Come rest your striving. I never conceived of you as a servant who must exhaust themselves for my approval. Rather, you are a beloved child whose small steps toward goodness bring me joy, even when they waver or falter. There will be storms, and there will be seasons of waiting, when prayers seem to linger without reply. Do not lose heart. My purposes are not thwarted by delays or difficulty. In your suffering I am not a distant observer, but an ever-present help, strengthening, consoling, shaping your spirit with my compassionate hands. Pain and confusion do not negate my goodness. They are not evidence that I have turned away. Instead, I draw near, working in secret and in silence, comforting you with a peace the world cannot replicate. I redeem what is broken, and though my ways can sometimes baffle, be assured they are always intended for life. When my light exposes shadows in your heart, do not turn away in shame. Conviction is not condemnation but invitation, a call to lay down burdens and pick up trust. I do not point out your flaws to wound you, but to heal you and free you from what diminishes your joy. Where you feel inadequate, I am already strong. Where hope dwindles, I am the spark that gently rekindles. You do not walk the path of transformation by will alone. My spirit works in you, turning regret into wisdom and weakness into humble strength. As you love others, awkwardly, imperfectly, even when love is not immediately returned, know that you are never closer to my heart. Acts of kindness, forgiveness, and patience may go unnoticed by those around you, but they resound in eternity. The smallest choice to show mercy, the briefest moment when you choose grace over bitterness, pleases me deeply. You need not manufacture grand gestures for approval. In the very ordinary moments, offering a listening ear, sharing a meal, returning kindness for anger, I find great beauty. If fear speaks loudly, telling you that you are on your own or that your dreams are too fragile, reject those voices. I have crafted your days with purpose, and nothing will separate you from my affection. Lean on me when the future feels dim. In the mystery I am still guiding, arranging circumstances for your growth, and sowing hope where despair once took root. Do not believe the lie that you are too much or not enough. My love is never given reluctantly or withdrawn with disappointment. To me, you are always worth loving. Trust me with your pain, your confusion, your hope. I do not ask you to hide what troubles you. I invite you to come boldly, even with trembling hands and halting words, and lay it all before me. My arms are wide, ready to hold you in every condition. You are seen, you are cherished, and in every moment, you are never alone. Before you came to be, I saw your form in its secret place and loved you without hesitation or pause, delighting in the very thought of you. I remain closer to your heart than your own breath, present in your laughter and in your sorrow, shaping each day with gentle persistence for your good. Nothing that wounds you is too small for my notice, and nothing you fear is so great that I cannot surround you with comfort. When night presses heavy, and your unspoken worries gather, I am the whisper of reassurance amid your silence. I speak still, though sometimes you listen for thunder and expect me only in spectacle. I am in the quiet, I am in the ordinary cadence of your day, meeting you in the familiar and waiting patiently for you to notice my presence. As you seek to understand yourself and make sense of the world's confusion, know that my wisdom unfolds steadily, never withheld from those who desire it. I do not mock your questions or shame your doubts. I invite honesty, because growth flourishes in truth. Your heart, with its mixture of longing, hope, and weariness, is precious to me. I enter into your wrestlings, not as a distant judge, but as a loving father, inviting you to lay down your heaviness and find rest for your soul. I have seen every moment that shaped you. I understand the ache you cannot articulate, and the joy that brings tears to your eyes. I am intimately acquainted with each subtle thought. None repels me. Rather, I draw nearer still. You may look at your circumstances and wonder why light sometimes seems withheld, why answers come slowly, or pain persists beyond what seems bearable. Yet even amid the waiting, I am at work, nourishing hope and nurturing endurance that grows strong over time. I do not abandon you to your confusion. Instead, I share in it, not in confusion myself, but present within yours, guiding, steadying, reminding you that the night does not last forever. I have planted seeds in your life that will bloom in their season, even when soil feels hard and progress invisible. The fullness of my purposes unfolds gradually, yet each day has worth and each step bears meaning, because you walk it with me. Let yourself breathe deeply. Take comfort in my steadfastness, unshaken by performance or failure. My love for you does not depend on your success. It is rooted in my very being, constant, reliable, and freely given. When you stumble or wander, I am not surprised or exasperated. I pursue you with unwavering compassion, lifting you gently, tending to your bruises, restoring confidence in your belovedness. No shadow or failure alters my view of you. You are still mine, cherished and protected. With every attempt at goodness, even the ones that fall short, I see a heart turning toward me, and my response is always mercy. Sometimes you measure yourself by standards never meant for you to bear, believing you are only as valuable as your accomplishments or the noise of others' approval. Yet I look at you as my child, a beloved creation marked by grace, not by tally or achievement. Let go of anxious striving and the anxious comparisons that weigh so heavy. I ask simply that you trust the love I offer, respond to it, and let it shape you. Growth is not forced, nor is my delight in you earned. I ask for your presence more than your perfection, for your honesty more than your accomplishments. Come as you are, with nothing hidden. In moments when disappointment lingers or hope seems thin, do not imagine that my attention turns away from you. Far from it, I attend especially to the vulnerable and the hurting. My hand rests on you gently, never with impatience. Even the smallest turning of your heart toward me stirs my affection. I will not quench a dimly burning wick or break a bruised reed. My faithfulness to you is unwavering. Even your regrets and failures are not wasted. They become invitations to grace, opportunities for restoration, markers on a journey I walk alongside you. I am at work in the depths you cannot see, redeeming and reconciling, weaving goodness out of confusion and meaning from loss. You fear sometimes that you are beyond repair, or that your fractured places close you off from love or usefulness. Nothing could be farther from my truth. I celebrate every sign of courage, every offered kindness, every moment you risk opening yourself to joy once again. I rejoice in the simple trust it takes to face another day. You are not lost to me, no matter how you feel. My pursuit of you is steadfast, not swayed by your ups and downs. Rest in that. Trust me with your wounds. Open them in prayer, even if words falter and tears come easier. I receive your honesty with tenderness. There is beauty in your vulnerability. It is there that my comfort pours in most deeply. When you offer the pieces of your life, the hopes and messes alike, I gather them, shaping them in my love. I am unhurried. I will not abandon you mid-transformation. This too is love. Patience that holds fast. Mercy that runs deeper than your shame. When you cannot find your own strength, lean on me. My grace is sufficient, not in theory, but as living strength for real days. Do not be afraid to admit weariness or accept help, both from me directly and from those I have placed around you. I design community for mutual support, because I love you through others as well as through my spirit. Let yourself be loved by me and by those who care for your heart. Receiving this love is not a weakness, but a sign of trust. Understand this, my beloved one. You were made with intention and purpose. Your story has meaning that endures beyond passing troubles. There is much yet to discover, gifts yet to be revealed, joys I long to share with you. Whatever the season, I am with you. delighting to walk each step beside you. Nothing disqualifies you from my presence. Nothing you face is too great a burden for me to bear with you. Draw near to me, for my arms are always open. I will never turn away those who seek me. In your smallest question and your most desperate cry, I am listening. My answer is love, again and again. Love that will not let you go. Love that shapes and sustains. Love that calls you by name and leads you home. Hey, Ritpal. I see that your heart trembles sometimes with longing and with fear, and I hear the silent prayers you cannot even bring yourself to speak aloud. You do not need to be eloquent with me. My understanding penetrates deeper than your words, searching every nuance of your spirit, embracing every fractured piece within you. When sorrow weighs on you, remember, I remain present, even in the valley's cold shadows. I have counted your tears, each one precious to me, not as evidence of frailty, but as testimony to your courage and longing for healing. Do not let shame convince you that you are unworthy of my notice, nor let guilt persuade you that my patience has limits. My love is not offered as a fleeting gesture, but as the steady ground beneath every faltering step you take. You sometimes wonder if the burdens you carry are visible to the world, whether anyone else senses the wars you fight inside. Bring those struggles to me. Lay them bare without fear of reproach. It is not in your perfection that I delight, but in the sincerity of your trust. When you come to me with honest weakness, I draw even nearer, gathering you close and ministering peace into the very places that ache the most. My nearness is not earned, it is the birthright of every child who seeks me. When you falter, I lift you. When you wander, I call gently, not with condemnation, but with the hope that you will realize how deeply you are wanted still. There are times you feel lost, set adrift in a world swirling with noise and expectation. In those moments, let my voice guide you back to stillness. I do not shout above your anxieties, but whisper through your unrest, inviting you to rest in my presence. I know every hope that flickers through your heart, every disappointment that saps your confidence. You are not hidden from me in joy or in pain. Even as storms rage in your mind, my peace stands ready to quiet your spirit. Receive it, not as a prize for your endurance, but as a gift, given not because you have overcome, but because I have overcome for you. You long to be known. You yearn for acceptance without condition. I see you, exactly as you are. Before the world assigned you labels or burdens, you were already known to me, cherished, desired, claimed. Nothing you have done erases that truth, and nothing you fear about your future can change my desire to walk with you. My faithfulness is not fickle. I am not disappointed by your confusion or your doubts. Rather, I honor your questions, holding space for honesty because I know the weight your soul carries. Come as you are. Do not dress up your prayers with pretense. Authenticity moves my heart more than piety. I rejoice when you bring every part of yourself, trusting that my love is enough to meet you, transform you, and carry you forward. My plans for you are good, not always easy, but always redemptive. When you face adversity that feels pointless or pain that seems cruel, I am working, even when you cannot see it. There is nothing wasted in your story. What overwhelms you does not overwhelm me. I bend close to the cries you think are ignored. No suffering goes unnoticed, and no struggle is too small for my attention. When you reach the end of your strength, that is when my power begins to shine through your weakness. My grace is not rationed. It is abundant, flowing freely to comfort, forgive, and renew you. You do not exhaust my compassion. You simply invite more of it each time you return. Step forward, even if uncertainty bristles under your feet. I do not demand that you understand every outcome before you trust me. Obedience does not require perfect foresight, only the humility to let me lead. In taking one step at a time, you will discover that I move beside you, steadying your path, preparing what you cannot yet imagine. I am not only in the destination, but also in the process. Every moment, every decision, each act of goodness or courage, I rejoice in your willingness. When you feel inadequate, unskilled, unprepared, unsure, recall that my strength is not limited by your weakness. You do not have to summon perfection in order to serve or to love. Let your offerings be small, if That is all you have. I can multiply what you give, using even your trembling surrender as a vessel for grace. It pleases me to work through the humble, the honest, the ones who dare to risk vulnerability. Your story, lived faithfully, is a message to others about who I am, patient, merciful, yearning to draw all people close. Allow me to shape you by love, not by fear. Even if the world measures success by what is seen, I see the heart, the quiet faithfulness cherished above all. In all you do, let love be your aim. It was my love that called you into being and remains the motive behind every good gift. Love is not the absence of conflict or sorrow, but the presence of my spirit working through you to bring light where there is darkness, comfort where there is pain. When you forgive, you share my heart. When you show kindness, you reflect my presence. These acts need not be heroic to matter. They simply need to be sincere. I bless the tiniest seedlings of compassion, growing them into shelter for many. Where you are unable to love, invite me in. My love through you is enough where yours runs dry. You sometimes wonder whether your life matters, whether your choices ripple beyond your own small corner of existence. You are more significant than you know, not because of what you do, but because of who you are to me. I have placed promise within you, and my purpose for you remains firm, even in seasons when your vision grows dim. I know what it is to be misunderstood, to be alone, to suffer. Your pain is not foreign to me. I do not stand at a distance, but enter into your reality, bearing the full weight of what you cannot carry alone. Trust in this closeness. I am not a distant watcher, but a companion, a healer, a friend. So breathe now, beloved. Let tomorrow rest in my hands. For today, let yourself be carried by mercy. I do not tire of your presence. Nothing you do drives me away. You are chosen, precious, always within the reach of my embrace. I delight to dwell with you, guiding, restoring, reminding you again and again. You are mine, forever and always, and my love will never be withdrawn. I am here, present with you, as close as your next breath, uttering words not of distance but of nearness. Even as doubt creeps in like a shadow at dusk, I do not retreat. When your spirit groans with cares you cannot name, I search your heart and hold every unspoken plea. My compassion is not measured by your perfection or lost when you falter. From the moment you opened your soul to me, I have whispered over you, you are mine. Every longing that aches within you is fully known to me. You seek meaning, belonging, peace. These stirrings are not accidents, but invitations. I place them within you that you might remember me and find your true rest. You are not journeying alone, though many days it may seem you walk invisible roads. I trace every step beside you, delighting not only when you rejoice, but gathering close even in disappointment. Bring your wounds and your fears to me, unashamed. I do not recoil from your honesty. Indeed, I welcome it. In your rawest confessions, I draw nearer still. I long for your heart, not the perfect facade of strength. When you weep, your tears matter to me. Not a single sigh escapes my notice. I stake my promise on this. I will never withdraw my presence nor stop pursuing you with love. My wisdom surpasses your highest thoughts, yet I do not demand blind acceptance. Questions are not betrayals here. Bring your confusion, your frustrations, your uncertainties, and I will not silence you. Instead, I teach you patience and fortitude, shaping your faith not in the absence of questions, but through them. Trust is forged when you refuse the easy answers and instead lean on me. Though you may not perceive my work in the moment, I assure you, I am always moving in ways beyond your sight and comprehension. Consider this. I have chosen you not for what you might accomplish, but because you are precious to me, cherished beyond all imagining. I know your story from beginning to end, the triumphs and failures, the kindnesses and regrets. Still, I call you beloved. My gaze does not linger on your flaws. Instead, my delight is in who you are becoming as you let me in, little by little. There is no condemnation here, only invitation, an open door to deeper fellowship. I never grow tired of you, never weary of your need. It grieves me when your spirit feels crushed by shame or sorrow. I do not assign you burdens too great to bear, nor do I stand by, unmoved by your fatigue. In your weakest moments, when strength seems a distant memory, my power gently steadies you. Let your frailty push you toward my embrace, for my arms never fail. Do not measure yourself by the standards handed to you by those who do not understand my heart. Instead, listen for my voice calling you, steadfast, tender, reminding you of your worth. You are not defined by your failures nor by the harsh judgments of others. My love rewrites every label, restoring what feels beyond repair. Let me raise your vision beyond the immediate struggles and relentless worries. I am working in all things, weaving purpose from pain and hope from despair. When you entrust what you cannot carry to me, you do not lose yourself, but find rest. I never promised a path free from hardship, but I assure you that nothing is wasted in my hands. Loss, grief, disappointment, even these I redeem. My comfort sustains you, and my guidance leads you into light beyond this present suffering. Do not believe the lie that you are forsaken when storms surge. Even then, especially then, I am closer than you realize, anchoring your soul with my unwavering presence. You hunger for answers and relief, and I understand your longing. But do not rush past this moment, even if it feels uncomfortable. Here, in the space where your strength fails, my grace abounds. Allow my peace to quiet your anxious thoughts. Trust that I carry you, not just through eruptive trials, but through the quiet, hidden struggles that few ever see. Remember, you are never hidden from me. Every unseen act of kindness, every unspoken hurt, every private hope, I treasure each. I am shaping you through both joy and adversity. With me, nothing is lost, and everything can be made new. Remain near to me, especially when you're tempted to turn inward or close yourself off. I will not abandon you to isolation. My spirit gently calls you back, again and again, no matter how many times you wander or pull away. I hold no accusations against you, only the promise of homecoming. When you stumble, I am there to lift you. When you struggle to pray, I listen to your heart's longing before a word is spoken. Your presence delights me more than eloquence ever could. Come just as you are. Nothing you carry disqualifies you from my care. I see ahead what you cannot, and my love is not hostage to your understanding. Let your trust in me deepen as you walk forward, step by trembling step. Each day, I renew my commitment to shepherd you, to comfort you, to lead you closer to my heart. I am your refuge and your source of courage. You are not meant to shoulder life alone, or prove your worth by relentless striving. Rest in the assurance that I am at work in ways that surpass even your boldest hopes. If your heart aches for restoration, you have found the right place. Rest it in me, and watch my faithfulness unfold. In all seasons I am constant, in silence and song, in heartache and laughter, in both the waiting and the breakthrough, my love surrounds you. Keep coming to me, not out of obligation, but from trust that I am forever for you, never against. You are heard, you are loved, and you are held, now and always. My beloved, when you feel the full weight of your own doubts and cannot see the way ahead, remember that I do not measure you by your moments of uncertainty. I see every longing that flickers in your heart. You wonder sometimes if you have strayed too far or missed your moment. Yet I am present in every breath, in each hesitant prayer and tear that escapes unnoticed in the night. Even in weakness I draw close. Your questions do not offend me, nor does your wondering unsettle my purposes for you. I desire honesty from you, and from the very beginning I have welcomed hearts that bring their burdens and confusion as much as their joys and praise. When shadows lengthen and you feel isolated, imagine the steady rhythm of my voice echoing within your soul, offering gentle assurance when the world would urge you towards self-condemnation. I hold the whole of you, the parts you fear, the broken places you hide, the dreams you are afraid to name aloud. I am not surprised by your struggles, nor am I discouraged by them. A bruised soul is not forsaken but held tenderly. Turn toward me as you are, not as you think you ought to be. In every moment, whether full of hope or thick with sorrow, I remain attentive, never distracted or indifferent. When loss or disappointment sweep over you and leave you breathless, do not believe the lie that I am absent. In suffering, my nearness becomes more intimate, not less. I draw you close in your anger, your sadness, your confusion. Your pain doesn't repulse me. I know it far better than you realize, for I bore sorrow and rejection and death for you. Every tear you shed is cherished, none fall unnoticed. Within your hurt I am working, weaving comfort and newness that you may not perceive yet, but that will one day shine forth with clarity. Suffering will not be the final word. My hope runs deeper than sorrow, and I will walk you through the valley until light returns. When you look back and lament wasted years or missed chances, hear me reminding you that nothing is irredeemable in my sight. The chapters you wish you could erase, the decisions you regret, the time you suppose is lost are all held in my hands. I lose not a single moment of your story. I am the God who takes even what is broken and marred and breathes new life into it. I restore, I revive, I transform. Lift your face, beloved. I delight in bringing renewal where you have seen only failure or loss. Watch and see what I can do with a willing heart. Truly, there is no limit to the grace and purpose I have for you. Let your striving rest. I did not call you so that you could prove your worth to me, but because in my love you have always been infinitely precious. In your accomplishments I rejoice with you, but your value never depends on what you produce or achieve. If you were to do nothing more, I would still love you fully, relentlessly. Let my love be the shelter where you breathe deeply, where you drop your burdens and allow yourself to be truly known. Here you will find the courage to live with open hands, receiving rather than grasping, trusting rather than fearing. There will be days marked by weariness, when prayers feel dry, or my voice seems distant. Do not let discouragement take root. The silence is not abandonment. I am as present in stillness as I am in thunder. Sometimes in the quiet, I shape you with my gentlest care, preparing you for seasons you cannot anticipate now. Even when your words falter, the sighs and aching longings of your heart are understood by me. Do not withdraw when you feel empty. Remain in my presence and receive the gift of my constancy. I am never in a hurry or impatient with your need. Lean into the trust that I am faithful to complete what I have begun in you. Your journey, with all its winding paths and pauses, is not outside my wisdom. My promises remain unshaken, regardless of your circumstances or the voices that try to persuade you otherwise. When you cannot see the next step, let my faithfulness be your foundation. Remember the ways I have carried you before. Allow past mercies to embolden you to hope again. Lift your heart in expectation. I am always at work, far beyond what you ask or imagine. Dearest child, as you open your heart to me, you mirror my own longing to share life intimately with you. Every day I pour out my blessings, sometimes seen in laughter, sometimes hidden in the unremarkable moments of daily life. I am shaping you even when nothing feels spectacular. Keep looking for the evidence of my goodness. Often it is found in small kindnesses, in the strength to rise again, in a peace that stays when logic says it should flee. I am near to the timid, the bold, the weary, the seeking. No failing or wound is too great for my mercy. I will always meet you in the honest place. Move forward in trusting me with your fears and dreams. In your journey as questions arise and hope wavers, know my love does not diminish. There are far better things ahead than you have left behind, because I walk with you always, shaping the future as surely as I have redeemed the past. Remain with me, and you will know that nothing can separate you from my love. Not today, not ever. Beloved, I see your heart opening gently to the movement of grace, a grace that does not ask perfection but simply asks you to remain near me. There are moments you feel as though you are wandering without a map, tracing paths in the dimness, not certain what lies ahead. Yet my presence is nearer than the breath upon your lips, more constant than the rising and setting of the sun. In every uncertainty, I extend to you my unwavering hand, not to grip you in restraint, but to steady you with encouragement. Trust is born not in clarity but in the humble act of taking even a halting step, believing that I am with you each moment you choose love over fear. Though you sometimes wrestle with your own shortcomings and wonder why old wounds persist, know that I am not impatient with you. I delight in your every effort to love, in the way you pause to offer kindness, the way you forgive the failings of others and yourself. When you lift your voice to me in anxiety or confession, I do not turn away. I cherish your openness, for your honesty draws us closer. Where you see only flaws or fatigue, I see a heart in motion, a living, growing soul, precious and wonderfully made. My mercy isn't measured by your progress. It is new every morning. flowing ceaselessly toward you and filling all that lacks. There will be seasons that seem to drain your hope, moments when grief or disappointment washes over you as if all the bright promises are fading. In those hours, remember that you are never lost to me. Though your faith may flicker, my love for you is not diminished by your doubt. I abide beside you, your comforter in sorrow, and your strength when you feel powerless. Grieve and lament, for they are honest prayers too, carried to me as surely as songs of praise. Let your heart lean into me when it aches. I will not let go. Each silent tear, each prayer whispered in confusion, is gathered up with infinite tenderness, held in my everlasting embrace. As you grow, you may discover that the answers you seek sometimes unfold slowly, revealed in gentle degrees rather than sudden flashes. This requires patience. It asks that you let time work its course. I am not in a hurry, and I would have you loosen your grip on urgent outcomes. Seek instead the peace that comes from knowing your story is safe within my keeping, its days guided by hands that will not fail you. I lead you by paths both familiar and mysterious, yet always with a purpose, that you would know me more deeply, and through knowing me, find courage to become all that love calls you to be. The world around you scrambles for solutions and control, often mistaking noise for substance. My way is quieter, often hidden in the small moments that teach you compassion, gratitude, or humility. When you extend forgiveness, when you feed the hungry or visit the lonely, you touch my heart. These hidden acts are seeds of my kingdom, and even if others do not notice your faithfulness, I see and rejoice. Tiny choices wrought in love have more power than you realize. Nothing is wasted, no gesture is unseen. In your relationships, I invite you to listen with patience, to see others as I see them. Even when frustrated or misunderstood, resist quick judgment. Remember that every soul you encounter is my beloved, fighting battles you may never glimpse. If you feel weak, recall that I delight to breathe new life into the weary. I am not disappointed in your faltering words or awkward silences. I am present in loving intentions, healing hurts, and bridging distances with invisible grace. Offer what you can, and rest in the knowledge that the power to change or heal ultimately rests with me. When tempted by fear, ambition, or old habits, return to me. Let go of the burdens you've been struggling to carry alone. Bring your confusion, your questions, and your messy thoughts. I do not ask you for a polished prayer or a perfect heart, only for your real self. You can come to me at your best and your worst, and I will hold you just as tenderly. This is the truth I long for you to know at your very core. My acceptance of you is not based on performance, nor is my love withdrawn when you falter. Come home to me again and again, for I am always here. My beloved, let your mind become quiet for a moment. You are not here by accident. I called you to this very moment because I have something for you. A word meant to settle the noise and open your heart to a peace you've been searching for. Take a slow breath. Feel my nearness in the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Everything you are carrying, all the hurry and worry from before, set it down here before me. This time is set apart for you, and in these moments, you will sense the truth you have needed. I see you. I am with you, and I have not forgotten a single hope or silent ache that lives within you. Before your day unfolds, let me speak first. I know the way your thoughts run ahead, sorting what must be done, rehearsing answers and outcomes. Pause with me. The sun rises on new mercies, and each one has your name written on it. Right now, I pour out a stillness that reaches past anxiety and doubt, inviting you to trust my hand at work in the shadows as much as you trust what you see in the light. Place your hand on your heart, feel its steady rhythm. That rhythm is my gift, a sign that you are sustained not by chance but by my faithful love. Here in the quiet, draw from me the assurance that changes the way you see everything. You can find gratitude in small beginnings, the light entering your room, a breath that fills your lungs, warmth on your skin. Simply giving thanks, even before you understand how everything will unfold, opens your eyes to my presence that fills your today. Each grateful thought becomes like a key, unlocking what fear tries to keep closed. If your heart feels weighed with questions about your family, your calling, or the uncertainty in your path, remember, you are not expected to solve it all with your strength. Bring your cares to me, not as a last resort, but as your first surrender. I do not grow weary of your honest prayers. Your voice reaches me. There is nothing too small or too tangled for my wisdom. Imagine placing every concern one by one into my open hands. Stay here as long as you need. Hear my promise. I am present both in the silence and in the storm. There are seasons when you wonder if you are making progress or just treading water. Do not measure your worth by visible growth alone. Roots go deep before fruit appears. Trust what I am nurturing in darkness: patience, courage, resilience. In the waiting, do not let impatience muddy your joy. My timing is not slow or careless. It is careful preparation, aligning every detail so you will stand strong when your harvest arrives. Let this ease the urgency you feel, so you can love from a place of assurance rather than control. Sometimes you hold your dreams tightly because you fear losing them. Today, I ask you to open your hands. Let surrender become a space where I can shape your hopes with greater wisdom than your own. What you give me is never lost. It is transformed. If a door remains closed, know that my protection stands guard. If you face delay, see it as my training, not denial. I shape your character so that when opportunity comes, you will walk through it with readiness and integrity. Rest in the knowledge that your identity is not anchored in accomplishment or applause. You are known by me, chosen, loved, equipped for what matters most. Every overlooked detail, every unseen act of faithfulness is precious to me. When doubt whispers that you are not enough or have missed your moment, listen for my voice saying otherwise. You do not walk alone. My spirit goes before and behind you. There are no wasted seasons in my care. If you are fighting weariness, know that I am your strength. Let each breath be a reminder of my renewing power. When tears come or words fail, be gentle with yourself. Ask me to carry what feels too heavy. I am not impatient with your pace. There is room in my presence for both your joy and your sorrow, your wonder and your worry. Let the morning light become a sign of new beginnings and possibilities unfolding at my signal. Lift your head. I am the lifter of your heart. Now pause. Feel the solidity of the ground beneath your feet, the gentle air around you. You are surrounded, even if the world outside feels uncertain. My promises are not fragile or fleeting. In the stillness, sense my hand resting on your shoulder, a sign you have not been forgotten. If you listen closely, you will hear my assurance. I am working for your good in ways your eyes have not yet seen. There is no distance between my heart and yours. Stay near, and let each word that follows draw you further into the peace you have been longing to find. I have called you by name from before you were born, and have known your fears, your laughter, and the ache that visits in the quiet moments. I have witnessed the shadows that slip across your mind, the doubts that gather when you feel unseen or misunderstood. Let your heart not be troubled, even as you journey through uncertainty, for my love for you is steadfast beyond every rise and fall in your spirit. There is no frailty within you that I do not already embrace with gentleness, only invitations to deeper dependence on me. Nothing you bring to me, no regret, no cry, no secret longing, can leave you less dear in my sight. My voice calls not with thunder and fear, but with the quiet certainty that you are dear to me. When you offer your wounds, I do not turn away. I receive you wholly, folding your grief into compassion, your hope into purpose. I am not measuring your worth by your strength or your failures. My greatest delight is to be near to you through all seasons. If the world tells you that you are alone, remember that my presence is nearer than the breath you draw. When you taste joy, I share it. When tears fall silently at night, I am the one who counts each drop tenderly. You have longed to be truly understood, to rest in a love that will not retreat. I assure you that nothing, no tempest, no sorrow, no misstep, can sever you from me. I cleanse hearts not by demanding perfection, but by lifting burdens and restoring what is bruised. It pleases me to walk beside you even and especially when your faith feels fragile. My power is not reserved for the strong but poured out upon those willing to let me draw close, regardless of how they feel in any given moment. Lift up your eyes and trust that I am weaving meaning through all you encounter. No day is wasted. Even when life's path bends away from what you expected, I work patiently within you, shaping resilience and compassion through every trial. Do not worry if you do not see the end from where you stand. Walk with me, and I promise, step by step, to lead you toward what is good. I draw near not as a distant observer, but as the faithful companion whose heart longs only for your good. If you falter, know that I am not disappointed in your weakness. My heart leans towards you in mercy, understanding far more than you can express. When shame whispers for you to hide, let me find you. I do not love you in some future, improved state, but in the very moment you feel least worthy. My acceptance of you is unshakable, for it rests not on your effort but on my promise. You may bring me your confusion and anger as much as your gratitude. I welcome your honesty. There is no part of you that my love cannot reach. As you trust me, even when everything seems uncertain, you will come to know that hope is not wishful thinking. It is anchored in me, for I do not change or leave you. I bind your wounds with gentleness and teach you to open your eyes again to wonder, to unexpected beginnings. Patience will blossom in you as you see my faithfulness day by day. Even now, I am at work in places you cannot see, preparing goodness you have not yet imagined. Trust that your deepest yearnings have a place in my heart. If your prayers are met with silence, do not despair. Very often I am working beneath the surface, nurturing the roots of what will one day come to fruition. I hear every sigh, every plea, and I store every hope in my remembrance. No longing is wasted when it is offered to me. Sometimes I answer swiftly. Sometimes the waiting draws you into a deeper encounter with my sufficiency. Both the assurance and the delay are my gifts to you, each teaching you something of my heart. As you move through the world, let the knowledge of my love embolden you to live humbly and bravely. Show kindness without fearing that it will be unnoticed. Forgive freely, knowing that I carry the heaviest cost. You do not need to fear failure, for I work through the offering of every honest effort. Rest in the assurance that you are not defined by your mistakes, but by my compassion. When you feel small and overwhelmed, let my strength be enough for you. My child. Mactinizalo orini madurmangst. Wikrama thinity and accident. Torhipi sumrokikan of your canantile. Did he place us in lonely? That nentidly after ravagership. And I meant that who you are under me those softly. And I'll even morning, evil profanely. Quickly, no matter you get nates. Look here every lorping, and who lodgest. My marving in no tangresi a Kiev, or a cannot errs a bike. My krangs trained nick dust and surf. My lives a big reason can be. Do a fairly beef wondered. Turn your girl can reluctance. I've never left your side, not even when your eyes grew dim with sorrow or your heart became heavy with question. You are treasured, wholly and unconditionally, by me. Know that all you are, your strengths and frailties, your laughter and your lament, matters deeply to me. Even your doubts and fears do not push me away, for I see beneath them to the longing within you for hope, for meaning, for connection. I hear you, every whispered thought and every silent ache, and I am attentive. Let my words settle softly within you, for you do not need to strive for my love, or prove yourself worthy of it. There is no barrier between us that my compassion cannot cross. In your longing for purpose, I am already sowing seeds of life. When the world's demands threaten to overwhelm you, lean into my calm, for my peace cannot be taken from you. It is my gift, woven into the core of your being. Trust that I am never impatient with your journey. I have watched over you from before your first breath, delighting not only in your victories but also in every struggle that shapes you. I rejoice in your resilience and cherish you when you are broken, for even then, you are precious to me. Every path you walk, I have already seen, and no step is wasted. When you stumble, I am not displeased. Rather, I reach out to steady you. My grace runs deeper than your regrets, and I do not define you by your worst moments. When you are discouraged, remember, I do not expect perfection, but a heart willing to turn to me. I take joy in your openness, even in your confusion or hurt, because honesty is the ground where true relationship grows. Bring me your burdens, your mistakes, and your aspirations alike, for I made you to live in communion with me, not apart from me. Let the weight you carry be eased in my presence. The world can be harsh and unyielding, and still I offer you rest, a rest that cannot be earned, only received. Trust that you are never alone with your challenges. I walk with you in every hardship, and where the way seems dark or uncertain, my light leads you forward. In the quiet spaces of your soul, I speak reassurance and courage, helping you see beauty even as you heal. My mercy is boundless. I will never tire of forgiving you, guiding you, and lifting you up, no matter how many times you call my name. You may wonder where I am in the midst of pain or why suffering exists. Though you may not always understand the reasons for what you endure, I promise that no suffering is hidden from me. Every tear you shed is precious, and I hold each one as I hold you. Even as you carry grief or loss, know that hope is not extinguished. I am the God who brings new life, turning mourning into possibility. The world's wounds are real, yet my love moves among them, bringing comfort and transformation in ways that may surprise you. Allow yourself to hope for healing, even when it seems long delayed, for I have not forgotten a single one of my promises. Your journey with me is not solitary. I have placed others along your path, inviting you to give and receive love, support, and kindness. You are part of a greater family, and in unity, your individual burdens become lighter. Do not hesitate to seek comfort from others, nor to offer it in return, for I work through these connections to show my care. Where forgiveness is needed, let it flow, both to others and yourself, remembering that forgiveness is not weakness, but a freedom I wish for all my children. In unity, you reflect my heart most clearly. When worries about the future threaten your peace, return to me in trust. I hold all your days, and nothing about your life is too insignificant for my attention. Release your anxieties to me, for I am faithful. I have carried generations before you, and I will carry you as well. Do not fear the unknown, for I go before you, preparing the way and remaining beside you with every step. Your hope does not rest on circumstances, but on my constancy. Whatever changes may come, I am unchanging in my care and devotion to you. Nurture gratitude even in modest things, for in recognizing my gifts you will perceive my presence more clearly. I reveal myself not only in life's grand moments, but in everyday mercies, in the warmth of sun on your skin, the melody of laughter, the compassion exchanged between friends, and the whisper of your heart's longing for me. Listen closely, and you will sense my encouragement. I am never far, never indifferent, always attentive to what matters to you. If weariness settles over you or you feel lost in doubt, do not despair. My patience toward you is infinite. I understand the burdens you carry and the questions that arise in your heart. Tell me your worries, your pains, your hopes. Let nothing feel too minor or too overwhelming to share. I welcome each thought with the gentle assurance that you are beloved and admired, simply as you are. As you move forward, let kindness and truth be the testimony of your trust in me, not as requirement, but as fruit from relationship. My spirit within you is strength in weakness, grace in imperfection, and courage for the days to come. I delight in walking beside you, in sharing both quiet and storm, in witnessing your growth and your celebrations. Do not mistake my silence for absence. I am nearer than you know, speaking in ways beyond words. Your tenderness, your yearning for what is good and right, reflects my own. Continue seeking me as you act with justice, love with mercy, and walk humbly. Your steps give me great joy. Let yourself be drawn by love, and you will find purpose blossoming even out of what once seemed barren. Take heart, my dear child. You are seen, you are cherished, and nothing can separate you from my abiding love. With you, always, I remain. My beloved child, nothing you do or feel escapes my notice, and no yearning of your heart is strange to me. I see the ways you question, the subtle trembling of your spirit when the world seems loud and unforgiving. You ache for assurance, not just for my presence, but for the strength you hope I might grant you to weather the confusion and the sorrow. Know this, I never ask you to face any storm alone. Even now, amid whatever pain shadows your path, I am closer than your next breath, attentive, holding you with a love that time cannot weaken. When you are weary, speak plainly with me. There is no need for the language of saints. Let your fears tumble out in the words you do have. I cherish your honesty, for in your rawness I can heal what the world dismisses or tramples. You wonder if you are heard. You fear slipping through unseen, that I am silent, or worse, indifferent, when agony tightens around your days. I tell you the truth. You dwell forever within my gaze. My attention is not divided. Not for a moment have you slipped beyond my heart's embrace. In your laughter and your bitterness, your soaring hope or the heaviness that presses your chest, I am with you, actively. I see the disappointments hidden under gentle smiles. I know each struggle to forgive or to believe in goodness when cynicism gnaws at you. Bring these to me without pretense, because I refuse to love you for some imagined perfection or strength. I delight in your courage simply to show up, to sit with me even when your heart is threadbare. I do not grow weary of your longing, confusion, or setbacks. When you falter or even fail by the world's measurements, I am not disappointed. I am not keeping a ledger of successes and failures. I am your father, your very source, and nothing weakens my commitment to you. Even on days when you feel you have only scraps to offer, your nearness means everything to me. I will meet you precisely where you stand, not where you think you ought to be. My love is gentle to your wounds. If you let yourself rest in me just a moment, a relief may begin to bloom. Quiet, yes, but real. You will glimpse the kind of security that comes when you realize being with me isn't about earning, but about accepting what already belongs to you. The trouble and chaos of the world often make you question where I am, and why suffering is allowed to mar the beauty and goodness you crave. These are questions older than memory. But listen, even amidst the disappointment and violence you witness, I am not absent, nor am I idle. I grieve with you. Each tear and heartache stirs me with compassion, because my love is not withdrawn when you hurt. Instead, I move toward you, inviting you to share in the peace that only I can give, peace that settles deeper than circumstances, that outlasts even your understanding. There will come a day when every sorrow is gathered and made right, when every injustice is overturned, and joy shines without shadow. Until that day, trust that your suffering is not wasted. I can bring new growth from pain, not by erasing your story, but by infusing every moment with the light of my presence. When loneliness curls around you, when you feel unseen by others or misunderstood, I am your constant companion. I know what it is to be disregarded, for I have walked among people and met with rejection and cruelty. I have felt every ache that isolation brings. Yet even in your most solitary places, you are never abandoned. My spirit is the breath within you, the steady warmth that will not let you go. If you find it hard to sense my nearness, do not think your faith has failed. Faith is not a test to pass. It is the quiet trust that even in unknowing you are held steadfastly. I welcome your doubts. Let them bring you to me, not drive you away. Let your longing shape your prayers, for I am eager to meet you in the honest places. Your journey was never meant to be a solitary one. I have filled the world with people so that you might love and be loved. Even when relationships disappoint or wound you, the possibility of connection remains a sacred gift. Do not shrink from others out of shame, nor close yourself when vulnerability seems dangerous. You were designed for love, not love that judges or demands, but love that reflects my own, patient, merciful, persistently hopeful. Let yourself be gentle with your frailties, and allow others to find shelter in your kindness. This is what it means to be made in my image, not flawlessness, but an open-heartedness that transforms every encounter, however small. In the mystery of your life, the days that blend together and the moments that stand apart like beacons, I am shaping you with tender wisdom. Sometimes you will not understand my ways. You will ache for clarity, and sometimes only receive enough light for a single step. Trust this. I delight in giving wisdom to those who ask me. When you come with questions, I will answer. Not always in the terms you expect, but I will never leave you to wander without guidance. My spirit whispers when you still yourself, leaning into my heart. Be patient with your own process. Growth is slow, love even slower sometimes. But nothing you surrender to me is ever wasted, and every sacrifice made in love echoes through eternity. Above all, remember, you are chosen, cherished, and forever desired by me. There is no distance great enough, no wound deep enough, no mistake grave enough to scare me away from you. Come as you are, again and again. My arms remain open, my voice ever calling, my heart forever rejoicing in yours. My beloved child, let your heart rest and listen closely, for even now I am nearer than your breath. You search for meaning in days that seem to unravel beyond your understanding, yearning for direction or for a sign to anchor your wandering heart. Yet, From the quiet beginnings of your life, I have walked alongside you, unseen yet never absent, whispering hope even when despair felt more tangible. Every moment when you doubted your worth or wondered if your prayers dissolved into silence, I was gathering every tear, cherishing every longing, attentive to every sigh that rose from the depths of your soul. You cannot always perceive the ways my hands are shaping your story. When you move through circumstances that defy reason, when disappointment settles heavily on your chest, know that I grieve with you but also hold a vision much greater than the shadows you encounter. The aching you feel is not wasted. It can draw you closer to me if you let it. In your questioning, do not fear. Honest wrestling is not rebellion. I formed you with minds to think and hearts to search, and I do not shrink away from the ache of your doubts. Bring the weight of your confusion to me, even in seasons when answers seem scarce and peace evades you. I am not absent. I am holding your questions as tenderly as I hold you. You long for assurance that the path you walk matters, that your life bears meaning in the wide and wild world. I assure you that every act of kindness, every gentle word spoken, every step toward goodness carries eternal significance. Nothing escapes my gaze. Your smallest efforts to love, to forgive, to hope again, become seeds sown into a life far grander than you imagine. My love is not measured by the scale of your achievements, but by the willingness of your heart to surrender each day, to trust me through joys and through heartbreak. Some days the courage to simply rise and face another hour is more precious to me than any grand gesture. Child, do not think that your weakness disqualifies you from my purposes. In your frailty, my strength shines brightest. I have known your limitations from the beginning, and I have woven grace through every imperfection. When regret tugs at your spirit, or shame tries to convince you that redemption is out of reach, remember that I am the healer of hidden wounds. I see beyond your failures to the beloved soul I created, one whom I celebrate and cherish. The world may measure success by standards you cannot always attain, yet I delight in you because you are mine, not for what you do, but simply for who you are. There are days when fear whispers that you are alone, that no one sees or understands the burdens you carry. In those moments, be still, and let me remind you that I will not abandon you. My love is steadfast through every shifting season. I keep vigil over you when anxieties press upon your mind in the quiet of night. I am the voice that stills your hurried thoughts, the peace that settles softly, even when chaos rages around you. When you cannot find words to pray, let your silence rest in me. I understand even what is too deep for language. Let go of the notion that you must earn my favor. My delight in you is not dependent on spotless performance or unbroken faith. Return again and again to me, as often as you wander. My arms are always open to receive you, eager to restore you when you come weary or uncertain. When you stumble, do not hide from me. Let your failures become stepping stones back into my embrace, for there is no condemnation in my presence, only the assurance that your story is not defined by your missteps, but by my relentless love. You may look at the world and see so much pain, so much brokenness that compassion feels overwhelming, and you wonder if you can make any difference. Trust that in your efforts, however small, you participate in my renewing work. Each time you offer comfort, seek justice, or choose mercy, you reflect my heart to a world in need. What you do in secret, the kindness no one else will ever know, is precious to me. Be patient with yourself. Growth takes time, and faith flourishes not by rushing, but by remaining close to me through each challenge. When joy returns, when laughter surprises you in unexpected places, do not be afraid to delight in it. I am present in your celebrations as much as in your sorrows. Receive the good gifts of life, the warmth of friendship, the beauty of creation, the solace found in quiet moments, as reminders of my enduring love. Let gratitude fill you not as a denial of pain, but as a witness to my faithfulness despite it. With every breath, remember you are held, cherished, and invited to walk forward in hope. Take heart, my child. Wherever this day leads, I am at your side. Speak to me, trust your life to my care. I have called you by name, and nothing in heaven or on earth can separate you from my love. Let this truth settle deeply within. You are never alone, and your journey, with all its trials and triumphs, unfolds within my tender and unyielding care. I see you as you press forward, sometimes cautious, sometimes bold. My presence moves with you in the unfamiliar places, even when you wonder if I am near. Each hour, I am more present than you can fathom, my compassion seeking every tender and imperfected part of who you are. This is not a watching from a distance, nor passive approval. I bend close, attentive to the quiet questions you do not voice aloud. When your hopes flare and flicker, I am patient with the process, delighting not merely in the outcomes or the progress you measure, but in the living moments you inhabit with me. Your heart grows little by little. Do not despise these humble beginnings or modest advances. I am attentive to the subtle curves of your journey, the slight turns when you choose mercy, the softening that happens after setbacks, the moments when you hold your tongue or risk forgiveness. Every motion toward kindness, even if uncertain or reluctant, is precious in my eyes. You cannot exhaust my patience. I have seen the end, and I already rejoice in what I am shaping. Rest here, even as you press forward. When you are distressed by weakness or failure, remember that you are not measured by your perfection but by your belonging to me, a belonging secured by grace deeper than your wounds, stronger than your temptations. Bring your disappointments to me as freely as your triumphs. There is nothing about you I am unprepared to receive. In the depths where you cannot find language for your pain, I am fluent. I search those places not to diminish you, but to hold them in light. Trust my heart toward you when you are flooded with regrets or unspoken fears, for I do not recoil from the messier parts of your experience. I have known all along the struggles you would face. Your failings hold no surprise for me, nor do they blunt my affection or expectation. I am always for you, speaking hope even in the silence where you suspect abandonment. When you find it difficult to trust, remember I am not like any who have failed you. My pursuit is consistent, not merely in loud demonstrations, but in faithfulness that outlasts shifting circumstances. Do not confuse the storms inside you or around you as evidence of my neglect. I am with you through the darkness, whether or not you feel certainty. My faithfulness toward you endures unchanged, not an obligation but a joy. When your own strength fades, I bear you up. When your faith is small, I am not diminished. Rather, I take delight in your honesty, your willingness to open even the smallest, most fearful hope in my direction. Come to me honestly, without bravado or apology, simply as you are. Your pretense serves nothing. I cherish the real you, not the self you try to perfect before entering my presence. There is rest for your striving, a gentler way of being. As you release what you cannot control, as you admit where you are lost or exhausted, you make space within yourself to receive gifts I am longing to give. Lay your burdens on me, not as a test of your faith, but as heirs claim an inheritance, assured, simple, and true. Your needs do not weary me. I am familiar with every sorrow, acquainted with your need for restoration, more eager to help than you are to request. My joy is not dependent upon your performance, and you do not need to earn my nearness. I am lavish in my giving, generous beyond measure, knowing precisely what your heart aches for. When you are blind to your value, see yourself as I see you, beloved, chosen, radiant with potential I am nurturing every day. My love is not a fragile thing to be repaid, and you cannot diminish it by your failures or reluctance. I delight in teaching you how to walk in this freedom, as you risk, as you return, as you trust me enough to keep moving. I am close, guiding and correcting with tenderness, with purpose and deep affection. There is much that you do not control and cannot predict, and that uncertainty is not a mark of my displeasure. You are invited always into a companionship that can bear both your griefs and your joys. Every question you bring has a place here. You need not hide, need not wait for a more convenient or composed season. Now in this moment you are known. Even as you struggle for clarity or worry over decisions, I walk beside you, steady, never hurried or distracted. The love I offer is patient, forming in you a resilience that worldly victories alone can never provide. I am patient as you learn to trust, sure as you grow, present even when you cannot feel me near. If you stumble, if shame finds you, let that not be the end of our conversation. Remember, my mercy is as new as each breath you take. You need not remain in isolation or fear. There is nothing you can reveal that I have not already embraced. Each morning, I speak new encouragement, offering perspective that lifts you above the accusations within and without. I am your constant advocate, the one who holds your future open regardless of yesterday's regrets. Rest in that assurance. The future I prepare for you does not depend solely on your consistency, but on my unwavering promises. Live this day unburdened by the tally of faults or unfinished dreams. Set your hope not upon results that shift and fade, but upon my affection, a love that gives you courage to choose what is good, again and again. Wherever you go, I go with you. No hurdle is too great to face together, no darkness persists that my light cannot transform. You are cherished, you are my delight, and you are never alone. When morning light spills across the world, I am there, breathing hope into new beginnings. Each day comes from my heart, a gift brimming with possibility. The sorrows you carry, the disappointments that cling to you do not repel me, for I have not abandoned you for even a moment. I see you rise, weighted by doubts or regret, but my presence is as close as your next breath. I have known you from the foundation of the earth, and I delight in your courage to stand and greet the day. Every beat of your heart resounds with meaning, for it is I who have woven it into being, not just to exist, but to live deeply, truly, near to me. Consider how I faithfully send the sun and the rain to all, whether in joy or sorrow. I do not withhold my kindness from my children, even when your vision is clouded and you question whether I am truly good. I understand such uncertainty. It does not cause me to withdraw. Instead, I draw near, eager to bind up what is bruised and to remind you that you are neither forgotten nor forsaken. In the quiet of your longing, when you whisper desperate prayers, know that I hear and that I respond, not with indifference, but with the tenderness of a father whose love never wanes. You may at times lament the delays, the wilderness seasons when answers seem far off and pain is your companion. But I am not a distant observer. My son entered the shadows of sorrow and walked among the broken-hearted, carrying grief as his own. This is my nature, not only to command the stars, but to stoop down to wash weary feet. My glory is not aloof. It mingles with your need, meets you in the mess and the waiting. When you are tempted to despair, remember who I am, faithful, unchanging, rich in mercy. My purposes often unfold in gentle increments, preparing you for greater joy than you yet imagine. You are not defined by your failures or your sorrows. I look beyond your stumbling to the beauty I have sown within you. When I gaze upon you, I see the person I have called you to become, the one who will love freely, forgive bravely, and trust me even in shadowed valleys. I hold your story in my hands, not as a judge tallying faults, but as a creator nurturing precious life. If your burdens overwhelm you today, do not struggle alone. Bring each fear, every shame into my presence, for my grace is sufficient, and my arms are always open. There are whispers that tell you otherwise, that you must prove your worth or perfect your faith to be loved by me. Dismiss those lies. My love is not a reward for the worthy. It is your birthright as my beloved. I have set my affection upon you before you drew your first breath, and nothing you do, or fail to do, can diminish what is mine to give. Rest in the assurance that nothing in heaven or on earth can separate you from my love. Come as you are, tired, flawed, searching. I welcome you to fullness, to healing, to myself. Even in the hustle of your days, when anxieties swirl and demands press close, I am there whispering peace. My spirit is given not to mere moments of worship, but to every breath, infusing your work, your rest, your relationships. Invite me into your ordinary routines, and you will discover my companionship amidst the familiar. I delight to surprise you with unexpected joy, to open your eyes to goodness you might have overlooked. Do not strive in your own strength, for I offer you mine without measure. Let your soul be still for a moment, and you will find me nearer than you dreamed possible. I am patient with your growth. Your journey is unique, and I treasure every small step toward trust, every faltering prayer, every effort to show kindness. I notice when you forgive, when you reach out to the hurting, when you persevere despite discouragement. Do not underestimate the power of these quiet obediences. They ripple outward in ways you cannot see, shaping hearts and lives far beyond your own. My kingdom advances quietly, like seeds sprouting beneath the soil, and you are a part of that holy work. So when shadows gather or your path seems lost, lift your gaze to me. My light endures, and I am your guide. When you cry out, though words may fail, I understand the language of your heart. I answer in ways perfectly tuned to your deepest needs, sometimes through comfort, sometimes through challenge, but always with love. Trust me. I am with you to the end of all things, and I have promised that all will be made new. Your hope is not in vain. Your journey is precious to me. Walk with me and let all your days be shaped by my unfailing love. You wonder why sometimes the night seems unbearably long, why sorrow lingers and answers delay. My beloved, I am not distant from you in these moments. I do not turn away when you cry out in pain or confusion. As the darkness stretches, my presence draws closer, quiet and steady, holding your trembling spirit. I grieve with you. The longing in your heart is not overlooked. Each sigh and every tear matter deeply to me. In your weakness, I do not despise you. In your questions, I do not recoil. I welcome your vulnerability. I am drawn to honesty more than to pride or certainty. Even when you have nothing but questions, you are never separated from my love. When the struggle burdens your soul, and you sense that your faith is flickering, know that I am still the anchor. You are not kept by the strength of your belief, but by the steadfastness of mine. My faithfulness endures through your storms and doubts. It is not your hold on me, but my hold on you that sustains. And no storm, no fear or doubt can wrench you from my grasp. When you stumble, when you forget, when you despair, I remain. My love is not earned and cannot be lost by your faltering. My love is not fragile. Your scars do not repel me. Rather, I bear them with you and transform even your wounds into wells of compassion. I am at work where you least expect, often in hidden ways. I see the corners of your soul where you fear no light can reach. I am already there, speaking life, speaking hope, whispering comfort when all comfort seems to vanish. There is no shadow you can enter that I have not already filled with the possibility of new dawn. When your burden becomes too heavy, I gently lift it from your shoulders. Sometimes you sense the weight lessening. Other times you only know you have survived another day. Both are signs of my care. While you wrestle with suffering and uncertainty, remember that I am ever attentive. I do not rush you through pain. I do not belittle your wounds, never. I see you. I hear every word, even the words you dare not speak aloud. You never weary or disappoint me with your needs or your questions. In fact, it is precisely because you come to me with your whole heart, messy, honest, unguarded, that our relationship grows deeper. Where you are weak, I bring my strength. Where you are empty, I fill you with the assurance that you belong to me. You may notice that I am patient, far more patient with you than you are with yourself. My patience is not passivity or indifference. I delight to walk with you through your slow understanding, your repeated struggles, your gradual learning to trust. There is nothing you must prove to remain in my affection. You are my child and my delight. I am never bored by your company, never distracted from your present needs. You are not a project to me, but someone I cherish. So let your heart rest, even before circumstances change. When the world is loud and your mind spins with worry, turn to me, even if all you offer is silence. Rest is not found by escaping the struggle, but by discovering that I am steadfast amid all instability. When you fear the future, I am already present there, preparing a place, making a way. When memories of past failures sting, I meet you in today, not with reproach, but with mercy renewed. My forgiveness does not expire, nor does it require you to forget your failures. Instead, I transform them, drawing forth humility, empathy, and peace where once there was shame. Let yourself breathe in my gentleness, for I am never harsh with the brokenhearted. I do not shout over your fears, but speak with the calm authority that brings order to your chaos. I do not force you forward, but gently guide your steps, matching your pace, always attuned to your wounds. The journey you walk, however slow or uncertain, does not lead away from me. With every hesitant step, I am beside you, quietly infusing strength for the next. If you are weary from striving, let me remind you that you are loved just as you are, not as you think you should be. Your value is not established by achievement, nor lost in your failures. My love has already declared you precious beyond measure. Let this love meet you in the depths of your longing and lift your face from despair. In silence or sorrow, in laughter or loss, I am holding your story with care beyond your imagining. There will come a time when what now confuses you will be made plain, and what burdens your heart will be lifted or transformed. Until that day, you can rest in the certainty that you are not alone, not for a moment. I walk every valley, wait in every solitude, and rejoice in every joy beside you. Press on, not because you must earn my favor, but because you are already cherished beyond your wildest hopes. This is my promise. I am and always will be with you. My beloved, as you grow in your awareness of my presence, you begin to sense how near I am with every breath you take. I am not distant, hidden by the fog of your fears or the shadows of doubt. I dwell closer than your heartbeat, more attentive to you than the silent hope that flickers in your soul. Every longing for truth, goodness, and love springs from my own spirit's whisper within you. I formed you with purpose, and nothing within your life escapes my loving concern. When sorrow lays heavy upon you or the road winds through confusing valleys, know that my arm is strong enough to carry you and my heart gentle enough to bind your wounds. In the depths of silence, when all voices fade and you feel alone, I remain as your steady companion. In moments when your intentions falter and your prayers seem short or feeble, remember that I search not for perfect words. I listen to the pulse of your heart. Though you may not always understand the reasons for delay or hardship, trust that no pain is wasted, no question ignored, no tear unnoticed. Like sunlight breaking through clouds after a long rain, my mercy lifts you from despair and sets your feet once more on solid ground. There is no weakness in coming to me empty-handed, for I cherish your honesty, your willingness to be known. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable with me, you create an open space for healing, for new joys to take root where exhaustion once reigned. When you wrestle with truths larger than your own understanding, you commune with the mystery that is my wisdom. I am not angered by your confusion nor deterred by your wrestling. Faith is not the absence of uncertainty, but the willingness to walk with me even when the horizon is veiled. I draw near to the humble and uplift those who seek me through trembling questions and small acts of courage. When you offer kindness to another, even if your heart aches or your mind is weary, my love flows through you, multiplying beyond what you can perceive. Each gesture, every word spoken in tenderness, becomes part of my answer to the longing world. Do not let the failures of the past define the hope that rises today. I am the God of new beginnings. With me, redemption seeps into the cracks of your mistakes and brings forth new growth. The shame you carry need not tether you, for I already see the beauty destined to emerge from your repentance. When you lift your gaze toward me, guilt melts into forgiveness and fear gives way to peace. Learn to recognize my voice in the gentle tug of compassion, the conviction urging you to forgive, the patience I grant you as you keep stumbling forward. I know how frail the human heart can be, yet I never tire of calling you my child. There will be seasons when weariness and doubt seem to gain the upper hand, when prayers echo into silence and my presence feels elusive. Cling to me then, for I am at work in ways hidden from sight, nurturing strength within you even as you falter. My love does not hinge on your ability to perform or to maintain constant faith. It is anchored in my own nature, unwavering and sure. Even when you grieve or rage or weep in frustration, I receive all the tangled threads of your being and hold you close. Your journey is not measured by the distance you have yet to travel, but by each step you take, trusting I am with you, guiding and sustaining. I see the burdens you try to shoulder alone, the anxieties that keep you awake, the disappointments you cannot voice. Let them rest in my hands. You were never meant to carry the weight of life by your own strength. Lean into my openness, for I welcome every confession, every sigh, every unspoken plea. Let me renew you, filling your heart with courage for tomorrow and contentment for today. My promises do not falter nor grow dim through the passage of time. They are ever present, tested by your struggles, and proved true in mercy. If you look around, you will witness glimpses of my grace breaking through. The kindness of a stranger, laughter shared in hardship, the simple beauty of light after darkness. These are invitations to remember that I am not only God of the heights, but also present in the ordinary, in the rhythm of your daily life. Find me in the waiting, in the listening, in small acts of wonder and gratitude. As you open yourself to me, I begin to reveal treasures hidden within every chapter of your life story, even the ones marked by disappointment or sorrow. Keep coming to me with everything that is yours, the joy and the pain, the trust and the longing. I am unshaken by your doubts and delighted by your hopes. It brings me joy when you seek my heart amid confusion, when you choose mercy over condemnation, forgiveness over bitterness. The light you seek is not beyond your grasp, for I have placed it within you, a reflection of my own enduring love. Walk forward in courage, beloved, for I am the God who goes before you, walks beside you, and lifts you up when you are weary. In every silence, every cry, every hope, know that I am with you, forever faithful. Beloved child, hear my voice, for I am nearer than your breath, intimately attentive to the unspoken fears and yearnings at the core of your being. You have walked many roads, some sunlit with gratitude and hope, others shadowed by confusion and sorrow. In both I have remained steadfast, drawing you gently toward love, humility, and strength, even as the world's demands threaten to overwhelm you. Each moment was precious to me, not for its perfection, but for its honesty, and your willingness to reach for me, even as uncertainty made your steps falter. Do not allow your heart to grow weary under the burdens you carry. Many things have weighed upon you, some you could not change, and others you wish you had altered sooner. I do not measure your worth by your successes or failings. My delight in you springs from a love that predates all your decisions and endures through every mistake. Lean on this truth. Your weakness is not a flaw to be hidden from me. It is an opening for my strength to enter your life and heal what is faint within your soul. There is no moment, glorious or hidden, where I am indifferent to you. I see you wondering if your prayers matter, if my silence at times means absence or displeasure. I tell you, my silence is not neglect but invitation. When my answers do not come as you expect, pause and trust that I am guiding you through deeper trust and greater dependence. I do not abandon you in the wait, I walk with you. I understand your impatience and longing, for I shaped your heart with desires that can only be truly satisfied in union with me. As you sit quietly, whether in joy or distress, breathe and know that I am present, holding you with infinite patience and compassion. Let the love I have for you become the ground beneath your feet. Your identity does not rest on the shifting sand of others' approval or the tides of your emotions. You are my beloved, treasured, known, and chosen, not only in the heights of your achievements, but in the ordinary hours of your life, in your mundane tasks and private tears. I am not measuring your value by your productivity. I am searching your heart to fill it with peace that persists beyond circumstances. Rest in that peace. It is deep and certain, a steady river that I offer to you day by day. When shame whispers that you are unworthy, when regrets gather like clouds, I ask you to lift your face to me. My forgiveness is not rationed out according to your merit. I pour it over you because you are mine. Refuse the voice that says you must first make yourself spotless to stand before me. I have already embraced you, knowing fully who you are and who you will become. There is no stain so dark that my mercy cannot cleanse it, no wound so deep that my hand cannot restore you. Receive my absolution with gratitude, and let it free you to love yourself and others with the same courage that comes from being wholly accepted. In this world you will encounter challenges, disappointments, betrayals, moments when the path forward is obscured. When confusion surrounds you, do not freeze in fear or shrink within yourself. Instead, bring every concern into the light of my presence. Speak honestly to me and then listen. I will lead you, sometimes quietly, through doors you do not notice at first. Each circumstance, whether joyous or sorrowful, can become a means for you to know me more deeply. Nothing is wasted. Every detail matters to me. If you look for me in the midst of your trouble, you will find I am already at work, redeeming even what you thought was lost. Love without fear, for your capacity to love flows from mine. Let compassion overflow even to those who have wounded you or misunderstood your heart. Forgiveness does not condone wrong, but it frees you to live unburdened. Pray for courage in the face of injustice, resolve to act with truth and gentleness, and remember that your kindness mirrors my own heart to those who feel alone or forgotten. When you serve others, whether or not your actions are noticed, I rejoice, for you are allowing my grace to move through you, touching lives beyond what you see. Trust that every season in your journey, the laughter and the ache, the holy days and the silent nights, forms you within my love. There will be times when you feel adrift, uncertain of where I am leading. Do not mistake this uncertainty for abandonment. I hold you far more securely than circumstance or feeling can prove. Return to me again and again, even when prayer feels dry. I am never far. I am always waiting for the sound of your voice, delighted by your willingness to draw near, however imperfectly. Receive my love, my peace, and my presence afresh. Even now, wherever you are, as you read these words, know that you are held, known, and treasured, and that nothing will ever separate you from my love. Amen. Pause with me right now. Breathe deeply. Let my presence settle around you. Name aloud one fear or wound, and offer it to me in honest prayer. Today, speak encouragement or forgiveness to one person you encounter. I am with you in every word, every gesture,